So last week and prior to that, we have been discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 5, especially the second part, the structure of the universe, wherein till now we have discussed in detail about the structure of the Bhumandala with its various divisions, subdivisions, etc., all the way up to 20th chapter. And then starting from last few verses of 20th chapter, 21st, etc., we have discussed about various planetary systems that are there in the vertical structure of the universe. We started with Sun, and then we discussed about the Moon, and then we discussed about the 27 constellations, and then Venus, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Saptarushi Mandal, Polestar, Dhruvaloka, and some things which are in between, which are briefly touched upon in the 23rd chapter that we saw. And at the end of the 23rd chapter, in the per part, Srila Prabhupada quoting from Vishnu Purana, he says that there is Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, inhabited by great sages and great rishis. And about them we briefly discussed, taking references from 2nd canto, 8th canto here and there. What kind of personalities will be there in these 4 upper planetary systems. And then we also discussed about just above that Satyaloka and before the beginning of the universal covering in that free space, just above here, somewhere here where my cursor is shown, there is one Vaikunta, where the Manvantara Avatara for that Manvantara generally stays. Whoever is the Manvantara Avatara for that Manvantara period will stay in a Vaikunta which is located just above Satyaloka. And the Avatara, the Guna Avatara, who is responsible for the maintenance of the entire universe, he stays in Dhruvaloka. This is Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. So currently we can say that Lord Vamana, who is the 1 month Avatara for the 7th Manu period, is staying here. So in this Vaikunta, which is here just above the Satyaloka. So like that, we discussed about this in this vertical structure of the universe, the different entities that are there in the Bhurloka, Swargaloka, Maharloka, Janloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. And then from 24th chapter, first 4-5 verses talks about who are the other people who are staying in the Bhurloka. So we saw that from 3rd canto, we understood that there are 8 kinds of superhuman beings who are created by the Supreme Lord, out of which the 6 categories are staying in the Bhurloka. And of the remaining 2, the heavenly beings are staying in the Devatas are staying in the heaven, the main Swargaloka, and Asuras are staying in the Bila-svargas. Here you can count the 6 categories are there. Bhuta Preta Pishashas 1, Yakshas Rakshasas 1, Siddhacharana Vidyadharas 1, 1, 2, 3. And then Kinnaras Kimpurushas 4, Gandharvas Apsaras 5, Sadhyas and Pitrus 6. So of the 8 superhuman beings, 6th of them are they staying in the Bhurloka. And 1 category who are known as Asuras, they will stay in the 7 Bila-svargas. They will be here. Today we are going to discuss about them. And 1 category who are known as the main Suras, main Devatas, they are staying in the heaven, which is above moon all the way up to Polestar. That is called Swargaloka. In that Swargaloka, they are staying. So like that, these different people who are staying we saw briefly. So from the upper surface of the Bhumandala to moon, this is Bhurloka. In this, the 6 categories superhumans are staying. From moon to Polestar, this is all Swargaloka. This is the place for the heavenly residents, etc. And above Dhruvaloka, we get Maharloka, then Janaloka, then Tapaloka, then Satyaloka. Like this, all these different planetary systems are situated at different places. They are residing in their respective places. So that is what we have discussed in the class. Then today we'll be discussing from the remaining part of the 24th chapter, wherein there is a discussion about these 7 Bila-svargas, the abodes of the Asuras, Daityas and Danavas. They all stay in this Bila-svargas that we will discuss today. So before that, if some devotees have any questions based on the previous class, please.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, Rahu and Ketu are visible or they are subtle?
Your voice is not clear.
Prabhuji, Rahu and Ketu are visible to us or cannot see them?
Rahu and Ketu are in the Bhur Loka. That's what we showed in the previous class. See here, Rahu and Ketu, we discussed about them. They are situated in this Bhur Loka. Here in this image, you can see here, Rahu and Ketu are here. Rahu is here, Ketu here. There are also two planets. The two planets are given to two asuras. They are known as Rahu and Ketu, and they are staying there in these lokas. That's why, since they are staying, these two planets are known as Rahu planet and Ketu planet.
No, but can we see them or we cannot see them?
We cannot see them with our
Why?
physical eye. We cannot see them. That's why the most of the modern science they don't accept because they are not seen by us. That's why they don't accept their existence.
Why are they not? Why are we not able to see?
Because at least Srila Vadiraja Tirtha quoting Vaipurana says that these planets are black planets. Since they are black in color, we can't see them. Generally, any other body, the matter, it reflects sunlight. When something reflects sunlight, we get to know their existence. But a black body does not reflect sunlight. It absorbs all the sunlight. Since they are not reflecting sunlight, we can't see them. That is the understanding.
Okay. And one more question, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Go ahead.
Prabhuji, you said sometimes there are 27 constellations and there are sometimes 28. Why is that? Abhijit can be seen and sometimes it is not visible.
Exact details, I don't know why it is visible, why it is not visible. The astronomical nakshatra always. Because technically there are 27 nakshatras only. But in addition to 27, sometimes they see something peculiar. And they have given the name Abhijit to it. And that is visible sometimes, that is not visible sometimes. I don't know exact details when it becomes visible, when it is not becoming visible, how frequently it becomes visible, and all the details I don't know. Some information. But technically, for all practical purposes, only 27 constellations are considered for all astrological and astronomical calculations. The 28th one is not considered so much. Even though it is there, they don't consider it to calculate any of your birth charts and astronomical charts. For all practical purposes, 27 only. Even the 28th one is there, it is as good as not there only. But since it is also visible sometimes, its visibility is recognized and indicated.
One more question. I'm sorry, Prabhuji. All these Navgrahas, you said they have vertical movement up and down. Do they also have horizontal movement? They go inside and outside the Mount Meru, or is it only vertical?
See, vertical, horizontal, and all we will discuss. We will take 1 or 2 classes later on. That time we will discuss how the motion is happening.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, this Abhijit is Muhurta also because in case of Varahadev's pastimes, we have studied now that Brahmaji was saying Abhijit Muhurta is approaching, kill the Rakshasa, don't play with him like that. So that Abhijit Muhurta, does it have something to do with Abhijit Nakshatra or its position or something?
Maybe,
like
I don't know. Maybe, may not be, but I don't know. Maybe some astrologer can help you. If you approach some astrologer, you can check with him. They can help you. But I don't know.
Okay. There are few questions. I'm sorry. This thing is another thing is it is mentioned that if it means about this which Graha Mars, that it is sometimes auspicious, sometimes inauspicious, and it is written that if it does not move retrograde, it travels one zodiac sign every 3 fortnights, like that. So, like generally, we see all these planets are moving clockwise and up and down and outside, inside, some movements, whatever will be there. So, retrograde means how it moves, Prabhuji.
When it is supposed to move clockwise, sometimes it goes counterclockwise also. That is called retrograde. Retrograde means you expect them to go in one direction, but they are going in the opposite direction. That is called retrograde.
Okay, that is anti-clockwise.
Counterclockwise, yes.
Okay, so they move
And
that way.
that kind of motion will take place in the case of Mars, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn. All these 5 planets go through retrograde motion.
Okay, so is there any specific thing like when they will move that way and why they will move, or it just happens by the Lord's wish?
No, there is a reason for it, but in our cosmology in this year we are not discussing all those things. That is not required for us also.
Okay.
That is what I'm working on. My PhD work is all on that. How the planets are moving when they are getting into retrograde motion, normal motion, all these things are there. But anyway, that is not required for us. Now, no need to worry about that.
Okay. Okay. Also, Prabhuji, regarding the Mahavaikuntha, na, it is said that means this I'm reading from the cosmology book, like the 10 layers of the universe are the layers made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, ahankara, mahatattva, and the 3 layers of prakriti, tamoguna, rajoguna, sattvaguna. Thus, the Lord eternally resides outside the 10 layers of the universal shell. So, means that Lord which is staying in the spiritual Vaikuntha, he is staying outside these 10 layers, na? And the one Vaikuntha which is inside, means in between the Satyaloka and the 10 layers of universe, that Vaikuntha, that abode is eternal. So that Lord, Vishnu, Lord who is staying inside the layers, he will be inside, na, that 10 coverings of the universe.
No. Actually, you are. If you remember the names, there is no confusion. I mentioned that Garbhodakshaya Vishnu staying inside, Karmadakshaya Vishnu staying outside. This Karmadakshaya Vishnu expanding himself as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu enters into this universe, stays inside this universe for 100 years of Brahma. Then he again goes out, becomes one with Karmadakshaya Vishnu, and he remains there as Sahasra Shirsha Purusha. And the gap between these two lords is 10 inches. That is mentioned in the Bhagavatam. The 10 inches means the 10 universal layers.
Okay.
It is like that.
Actually, it is a bit confusing, Prabhuji, because when we say the gap is 10 layers, that Dashangulam you explained, na, that is the 10 layers of the universe. So, means we are just.
Because that is how Bhagavatam says. Bhagavatam may say Dashangulam. देखो इधर देखो Adhyatishra Dashangulam. Dashangulam means 10 inches. The translation 10 inches.
Yeah, that I understood, Prabhuji. But when we are saying that only 10 layers, but Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, we are seeing he is below the Bhumandala in the Garbhodak ocean. And above that is the Bhumandala and then the upper planetary system, everything, then the 10 layers, and outside that will be Karnodakshaya Vishnu.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
So, no, please, Prabhuji, I'm just trying to understand. So, why we are saying that only darshan, these 10 layers are in between?
Wait. I got your question. You see this? What is the dimension of here to here?
From where to where?
You see the arrow mark, na? What I have written?
500 million.
What is the measurement from here to here? Written here, na? That is also 500.
Yeah.
And here to here?
That will be 5 or 10 times sab badhte jayega.
Then whether Garbhodakshaya Vishnu here or here or here, does it make any difference when this is compared to this and afterwards so many other big numbers when they come? So with respect to this number, whether Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is here or here, does it make any difference?
Okay. And there is also the one question about this, Prabhuji, that where exactly Karnodakshaya Vishnu is situated, within these layers of the universe or outside these
Outside.
layers?
Why he stays in the layers? He is staying outside only. The Prakriti itself came out of his skin pores, no?
Okay.
Prakriti itself is situated outside of him. And within Prakriti, there are 3 layers. And after the 3 layers, there comes Mahatattva layer, there Ahankara layer, all the other layers. So he will be outside Prakriti. He cannot be inside Prakriti.
Okay.
If he is inside Prakriti, how can he be the Lord of Prakriti?
Okay.
How can the Prakriti can be called as his Bairanga Shakti?
Right. Yeah. So, and means what we were discussing originally, that this the Vaikuntha which is inside this 10 layers of universe, that Vaikuntha is also eternal, na? And the other spiritual is of course eternal, like that. Means even when the all this universe is annihilated at the end of the Brahma's life, and Garbhodakshay Vishnu enters the Karnodakshay Vishnu, that side that time also, that Vaikuntha which is inside these 10 layers of the universe will remain, because it is the eternal Dhamma.
It won't remain. Why it will remain?
Because it is
See,
eternal.
you are not. You see, you can't. You don't understand the concept of eternal. See, in the spiritual world, eternal means always existing. When it comes to material world, eternal means it does not go through any physical destruction, but it appears and disappears as and when time requires.
Oh, okay.
It is not destroyed by burning. It is not destroyed by dismantling into pieces, breaking into pieces. It is not destroyed by withered, blown out of wind, blown out by wind. Such kind of physical destruction will not happen. When Lord comes, his abode is manifested. When Lord departs, his abode also departs along with him. It does not stay
Okay.
there. Just like that.
Yeah.
After the annihilation of the universe, it does not stay there. जैसे भगवान आया, उनके पीछे पीछे उनका अबोड आएगा. जब भगवान जाएगा, उनके पीछे पीछे उनका अबोड चला जाएगा.
Lord also appears and disappears. Similarly, his abode also.
Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
See,
And
you have to see the word seems to be okay. Eternal means there should be one meaning, not like that. It is according to context you have to understand. Soul is eternal, but body is temporary.
yeah.
So how do you explain that soul is eternal? अभी सोल एटर्नल है तो हमेशा यही से रहना चाहिए ना. अभी 60-70 साल मनुष्य रूप में रहेगा, उसके बाद 10-20 साल कैट के रूप में आएगा, डॉग के रूप में आएगा. अभी कौन एटर्नल है इधर?
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
Understood.
So
Prabhuji, and the other thing I'm trying to understand is, inside the universe, all these planetary systems are there. So interplanetary gap, there is a Vayu there, or what is there, or it is a vacuum kind of a thing? Hare Krishna.
one second. Actually, it is Vayu, that air which separates all of them.
Okay.
Vayu is everywhere. It is not that Vayu is not the same. We hear about everyone breathing. When Dhruva Maharaj is performing Ashara days, everyone breathing stopped. Something like that. The breathing means Vayu should be there everywhere. Na?
Right. Yeah. Okay. And Prabhuji, outside the universe, like these so many universes are there which are coming out from Karnadakshay Vishnu's force. So in between the two universes, there is anything, or it is just they are just floating.
Prakriti. All the universe are situated within the Prakriti. The three modes are there. The gap between this universe and this universe, this gap is filled with Prakriti.
Okay.
The 8th layer we are saying that is a Prakriti layer. That is a common layer for all the universes.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
But sir, Prabhuji, it is like subtle. It is a subtle layer now, because I was thinking about it. Layer of Sattva Guna, layer of Rajoguna, means what exactly will be there? Like,
then what, layer of air means what?
pardon?
Layer of air, wind.
Layer of air, but yeah, still air is bit perceivable, Prabhuji, because there
Then
is
layer of
some,
ether. Then layer of ether.
yeah, it is
Layer of
subtle.
Ahankara. Layer of Mahatattva. Like that layer of Prakriti. They are more subtle. We can't explain them, but just like we can correlate actually. Just like layer of water, layer of ether, air is there. Similarly, layer of Ahankara, Mahatattva, and Prakriti also there. Like that we have to understand only theoretically. We can't practically explain. We
Yeah,
can't
right,
practically prove also.
right. Right. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. There are few questions. Can I ask now, or if the time of class is?
Quick.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji, it is mentioned that the measurements of Brahmanda in that section in that cosmology book, it is mentioned. But putting together the measurement from the Meru center towards the south up to the shell of Brahmanda. The Brahmanda as a whole measures 50 crore yojanas every way from end to end. And it is fully round and made of gold. Its thickness is 100 crore yojanas. So, what exactly is made of gold, Prabhuji?
Brahmanda. Many times Brahmanda is also called as Hiranyanda.
Brahmanda means all these universes or different planetary systems.
Not all the
like that.
universes. Brahmanda means one universe. This is one Brahmanda, this is one Brahmanda, this is one Brahmanda, this is one Brahmanda. And these Brahmandas are also called Hiranyandas. What is the outermost layer?
Tamoguna, na? Three layers, Prakriti layers.
No. Forget about Ahankara. Out of 7 layers, what is the outermost layer?
Outermost is.
What is the 7th layer?
Prakriti, na? Mahatattva.
Mahatattva, Mataji, not Prakriti. So when Bhagavatam talks about Mahatattva, when Mahatattva produced, it talks about the Mahatattva is brightly shining. Wherever Mahatattva details come, for example, 2nd canto 5th chapter, 3rd canto 5th chapter, 3rd canto 26th chapter, whenever there is a discussion about Mahatattva, it is always said that Mahatattva is brightly shining. It illuminated the entire thing. Even this lotus came out of the Garbhodaksha Vishnu navel. It is said that the lotus is made up of 24 elements and it was brightly shining. The brightness or shining comes from Mahatattva. The Mahatattva radiates effulgence. Since the outer layer of the Brahmanda is made up of Mahatattva, so whole universe is brightly shining. That's why it is called Hiranyanda, because the shine is in the color of gold.
Oh. Okay. Understood.
So, this is
Yeah,
clearly
because I
mentioned in all these places. Whenever the Mahatattva word came, it is always said that Mahatattva is always brightly shining. So, keep it like that.
Because I was wondering only in the when we studied the Jambudvipa and 7 islands, there only we had seen that diamond island and golden area and gold everywhere like that. So I was feeling why every whole thing is done like that. And Prabhuji, one two small things that we discuss about the constellations and nakshatras and rashis like that. So means this nakshatra or rashi, we say it's a group of stars. Now in a particular fashion they are aligned. So that alignment of their means they will move in that particular shape only. Their particular alignment only. So by what force that by what force that alignment continues even though they are moving and things like that, they remain in that way. What force? It is the Lord's Shakti only which keeps them in that way.
It's lots inconceivable energy keeps them together like that. Yes.
Okay. And the way we see now, like in Jyotisha, they say that particular star has some effect on us like that. So apart from the rashis which are identified, those 12 rashis, there are other constellations also. No, Prabhuji. So do they? Yeah. So do they also have effect on the living entities, life like that?
Yes, there is an influence because of the particular Rashi, particular Nakshatra. Actually, the influence is not because of Rashi and Nakshatra. The influence is because of a particular planet in that Rashi or in that Nakshatra, there will be effect.
Okay.
See, Rashi and Nakshatra is a kind of house. But when a planet going into that house, there will be an effect. And we may see that this planet is affecting me, that affecting me like that. But actually, it is not that they are affecting us. Our own karma is coming back to us through the medium of these grahas and nakshatras and rashis.
Okay.
See, it's like when we have done some karma, that karma is supposed to come back after some period. So who will decide when they will come? How do we know that when it is going to come? So we understand based on the position of these grahas and nakshatras, etc., etc. So it is like that. Under their supervision, things are coming back to us.
Okay. So it is such a intricate and perfect balance, no, Prabhuji, like so many living entities and there are so many karmas and they are being managed through this.
No, you are a doctor. You can understand how human body functions. Even though we may eat pizza, burger today, but that will not affect us today itself. What we ate now, it will affect us. Sometimes if we overeat, we may get the influence next day morning only in digestion, but other subtle effects will come after 1 year.
Yeah, this
So
everything
it's
is
like that.
so amazing, Prabhuji. It's really very amazing. So and Prabhuji, like we saw that this Shishumara Chakrana, Prabhuji. So whether the external form of the Lord, it is called as Shishumara Chakra's external form of the Lord. No? So is it the same as Virat Rupa of the Lord?
No, it is partial form of Virat Rupa, not complete, but still that is also considered to be Virat Rupa. See, Virat Rupa consists of the 14 planetary systems, but Shishumara is only 2 lokas, Bhuvarloka and Sargaloka, not beyond that. So since it is also part of some part of Virat Rupa, that's why it is also called Virat Rupa.
Okay. And Prabhuji, you showed that diagram now where there are so many stars and the different lines coming from them, and in between that dolphin kind of a Shishumar chakra is there. So means in apart from those stars and constellations which are on the body of Shishumara, apart from that also there are so many stars and nakshatras like that.
Yes, stars and nakshatras are spread throughout 360 degrees all over the cycle. But some
So
portion we get to see sometimes
all
is the
those are
Shishumara
not
system.
part of the Lord's body.
No, not like that. See, the Shishumara is also a mapping. It is not a permanent thing. So currently the Shishumara is made up of Sun, Moon, Mercury, etc. Maybe after 6 months, the same Shishumara will be made by Jupiter, Mars, Saturn. Sun may not be there in that.
Oh,
It
so
is
it keeps
once in a
changing.
while, all the planets come into a particular order. It looks like a Shishumara.
Okay.
So some things may be always there, some things may be coming and going also. It's like that. Because all these things are keep moving, no?
Okay. Understood. Roja, and one last thing, like we saw that in Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, all the places, great sages and rishis are staying there. So, is there any difference between the sages who stay in Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka? Because these are progressively higher and higher planetary systems. So
See, we may think like that. But in all the 4 places, their daytime is same. And they are all the children of Brahmaji only. So I don't see them to be like a lot of gradation. So I don't think so. I don't know basically, but I don't see any considerable gradation. The way we see the gradation in the lower planetary systems, it may not be so much in the upper planetary systems.
Okay.
We can consider them almost same. All 4 of them are same. Only namesake they are different. We can say like that.
Because in Saptarshi Mandala also we saw there are 7 great sages. Then Marloka also great sages. Janaloka also. So I was just wondering
See,
that.
the sages supposed to stay in the upper planetary systems only, but some of them are given responsibility to take care of the 3 lokas. So if you are given responsibility, you need to be nearby. You can't stay at a far distance and okay, from there you can manage things, not like that.
Right.
Saptarishis have a great responsibility. That's why they are staying near to us so that they can interact with us day-to-day basis.
Okay.
So,
And these Saptarshis we discussed now, Prabhuji, that they are they are very much inclined to for the well-being of the people on the material planet, whatever we are staying like. So what exactly they do, Prabhuji, like means because they are
we have
quite
discussed this in 3rd canto. All of you have forgotten. The responsibility of Saptarishis is to teach us how to practice Nishkama Karma Yoga. The Saptarishis and all other great sages, except Narada Muni and 4 Kumaras, remaining all Prajapatis, the great sages, they have only one responsibility, to teach one and all how to execute Nishkama Karma Yoga. Time and again they coming to us and teaching us how to execute Varnashma Dharma, Nishkama Karma Yoga and all, so that we can purify our existence.
Okay. So these rishis, like many times we see in the different pastimes of the Lord also, now they are there, Vasista and all those things. So
Yes,
from
yes.
time and again they will come here, do their work of teaching this Nishkam Karma Yoga, then again go back to their eternal place in Saptarshi Mandal. Again come
Yes,
back like
that's what
that.
we see in the Ramayana and Mahabharata. They keep coming and talking to the king, instructing the king how to rule the kingdom. Ruling kingdom means basically make sure that everyone is following Nishkam Karma Yoga all over the kingdom. So in the past, they used to come directly in the same body to the king. But in Kali Yuga, they cannot come in the same body. They'll come in disguise. That's why we see so many acharyas. Ramanacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbarka Swami, Vishnu Swami, all these acharyas are all nothing but the expansion of all these great sages only.
Oh, like that means Narad Muni's also expansion must be coming now.
Those who are teaching Bhakti, they are expansion. Those who are teaching Jnana and Ashtanga Yoga, their expansion of 4 Kumaras. Those who are teaching how to practice Nishkam Karma Yoga, their expansion of these great sages. Like that, we should understand.
Yeah. Because I always feel that other yugas, at least Narad Muni used to visit and to the fallen souls, but now in Kali Yuga we don't have that also like that.
Yeah, even Kali Yuga also Narada Muni will come in a disguised form to the people or those who are ready to take up Bhakti, not to everyone.
Yeah.
So in that way.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Other devotees? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, in the other universe, matlab the first universe, the Garbhoda is there. Outside Karna Daksha, then there he will also create an Karna ocean, no? That water is in those 7 layers. That one.
No,
water.
there is only one Karana ocean. As you see in this picture, there is only one Karana ocean. It is not that for each universe there is a separate Karana ocean. There is only one Karana ocean. In that ocean only all these universes are floating.
Okay.
There is no separate Karana ocean for separate universes.
No, the outer universe, Prabhuji, I'm asking. I just got little. Here Garbhodaksha Vishnu is there.
Yeah, here Garbhodaksha Vishnu is there.
And Karna Daksha Vishnu is outside, no?
He
goes
outside,
out.
yes.
Yes. There I'm asking where he will basically he creates that another ocean or what, or how he sleeps or how
No,
he
the
sleeps.
ocean is already there. Na? The ocean is there from the very beginning. First, the ocean was there on top of which Garbhodaksha Vishnu was sleeping, and then he created all the universes.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes,
Whether universe is there or not does not matter, but the ocean is always there. Ocean and Garbhodaksha Vishnu will be always there. The universe are created and destroyed. When he breathes out, universe is created. When he breathes in, the universe again enters into him. But ocean and he remain there always.
Okay, yes, Prabhuji.
So it's like that. It's like when you prepare, चोक prepare करते समय आप तेल डालेंगे, तेल के ऊपर कुछ राई डालेंगे. Not raai, you can say pakoda. You prepare some pakoda and take out that pakoda. When the pakoda is cooked, you will take out. But your tail is still there. Your oil is still there. Again, you put new pakoda. When that is done, you remove it. It's like that.
Okay.
So the water and the Vishnu is always there.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Correct.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, you mentioned that the 4 Kumaras come down as what you mentioned?
Some acharyas. Even all these great sages, at least in Kali Yuga, in other Yuga, they would come directly as they are. But in Kali Yuga, they will come in the form of some acharyas and they teach.
Okay. So like Narad Muni came as Srivas Pandit.
Yes. Okay. Narada Muni coming Srivas Pandit is Leela. That is taking part in the pastime. In addition to that also, other times also they will come as different acharyas. As I gave the example of Ramanacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbarka Swami, Vishnu Swami. We know all these names because they are all Vaishnava acharyas. But like that, there are so many other acharyas also who have come here to teach how to practice Karma Yoga, how to practice Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. They are all expansion of these great sages, 4 Kumaras and Arduni, like that I'm saying.
So Prabhuji, even this Sai Baba, who's worshipped very popularly in this Swami, they are also from this Janalok, Tapalok, someplace?
See, if they accept all these things, if they are trying to connect people to all these places which are indicated in the Bhagavatam, then we can say that they are from those places.
Okay.
But if they say something else, then we can say that they are from there.
Okay. Yes.
See, at one point of time, one of Prabhupada's disciple was talking to one of his disciples that you go and ask all these Babas and Bhagavans. So you are telling that you are Baba, you are Bhagavan, you will take care of the followers, etc. So ask them from where they have come and where they are going to take all these people. And mostly they will say that I am the God, I am the only God. Some say that I am the same Vishnu, I am the same Rama. I'll take you to Vaikuntha. Some may say like that. And some may say that I am only the God. I'll take you my own abode, something like that. They will also say. So either place we can see who they are.
Okay. Yes.
So
Thank
it's
you.
like that. See, there is one verse. Gauranga Prabhu has told us at the very beginning of our training in Chowpatty, when we joined VTA long back in 2010. Any philosophy, when we come to it, we should understand about 5 things. Actually, this is a Upanishadic verse. I don't remember the verse completely, but what are the 5 things I'll tell you. Who am I? Where am I now? And where I want to go? And what are the obstacles on my way to go to that ultimate point, wherever I want to go? And after going there, what will I do?
Okay.
So these are the 5 things we should understand. Any person who is trying to teach us something, trying to talk to us some philosophy, we should ask these 5 questions. Who am I? And where am I currently? And where I am supposed to go? Where and why, both the questions we can say. Basically, what is my relationship to that person or to that place where I'm supposed to go? And after going there, what will I do there? And while going there, what kind of difficulties I go through?
Okay. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. These are relevant questions.
Who am I? Aham Brahmosmi. Or Jivera Swarupe Krishna Rantidas. Or Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. That is like that. So where I am supposed to go? Yed Gatva Na Nivartante Taddama Parama Mama. Mama Dama. Whose Dama is that? Lord Vishnu's Dama, or Lord Rama's Dama, Lord Krishna's Dama, whichever, according to the devotee's mood.
Yes.
So where am I? Where I am supposed to go? And
what are the obstacles you mentioned? So that is
what are the obstacles? Kama,
conditioning.
Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Mastara. These are all obstacles.
And what will I do there? Eternal servant. What will I do there means?
What will I do there? We are practicing sadhana bhakti here so that we can do direct service to the Supreme Lord there eternally. And then what else?
It is 5. Yes, 5.
Who am I? Where I am supposed to go?
Where I want to. Where am I currently? With the obstacles, and what will I do when?
Currently, where am I? Currently, I am in a human body. We may say I am in Bhuloka also, but in the Bhuloka also, I am in the human body. That is where I am. The Kshetra where I am is I am in a human body currently. Maybe in my next life, I may be in some other body, I may be here, there, etc. etc. So in that way. So these 5 things we should understand. So that philosophy is a bona fide philosophy. Whichever philosophy can answer these 5 things properly according to Shastra, that is a bona fide philosophy.
Okay.
So we should ask these 5 questions. Any new philosophy comes in the market.
Yes. Thank you.
So that verse was Praptuscha Brahmano Rupam Praptupayam Tad Virodhicha. Something I don't remember exactly. Actually, this was I supposed to remember always. Based on this one verse, I compiled one book. That Bhagavatam Seeker Journey. That book is compiled being inspired by this verse only. So in the second part of the book, I presented the 12 cantos, how they are inspiring a sadhaka to travel from material world to spiritual world. So that is all based on these 5 things of this verse. So this verse has inspired me to compile that book in one sense.
You have mentioned this book, the verse in your book. Have you?
In the book I have mentioned, I'm not sure. In my presentation, that verse is always there. Book mein rahega, end mein kidhar to rahega. Obviously, it should be there somewhere. I don't remember exactly where I put it, but somewhere it should be there.
Okay. So what is the beginning of that sentence, of that verse? Beginning line, first line, something you tapped this, just you said something.
1 second. I'll just show you where that verse. Bhakti Vaibhav. VVVP.
Prabhuji, I'll search for it and get back to you.
No problem. Somewhere I kept it. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it is not in the slides.
Maybe later on you can share on the group.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, fine. So we'll move on. So any other questions?
Prabhuji, here you said why question is that what are the obstacles?
Yeah. Prapyasya brahmano rupam prastucha pratyagatmana tad upayam virodhi. So it's like that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. If and the first line I can search then.
Praptucha brahmana rupam. Yeah, it's like that. So, but anyway, so I will share later on. So fine. So any other questions from any other devotees? Otherwise, we'll go on. We'll move on. So this is where we stopped in the last class about the Bhuvar Loka. What are the different category of people who are residing in the Bhuvar Loka, etc. So after Bhuvar Loka, the remaining chapter talks about the description of the 7 Bila-svargas. So here we'll try to move on. So beneath the Bhumandala, there are 7 other lokas. That means beneath the Bhuloka means this upper surface of the Bhumandala is called Bhuloka. Whatever is there on the upper surface of the Bhumandala is called Bhumandala. And beneath this upper surface, inside the Bhumandala, inside this solid Bhumandala, there are 7 other lokas. Avanerapi adastad sapta bhuvivara ekakiso yojanayuta. Bhuvivara means in the hollow cavities of the Bhumandala. Within the hollow cavities of Bhumandala, there are 7 lower planetary systems. They are also known as nether worlds because they are situated in the bowels of the Bhumandala. And their length and width are 10,000 yojanas. So dimensions of these 7 places are given. Their length and width are 10,000 yojanas, and they are placed at an interval of 10,000 yojanas. So basically, they are like a cubical structure. The length is 10,000, width is 10,000, and height is also 10,000. In all 3 dimensions, they are 10,000 yojanas each. And what are these places? Atalam, Vitalam, Sutalam, Talatalam, Mahatalam, Rasatalam, Patalam iti. These are the 7 lower planetary systems. So it's like that. So the 7 lower planetary systems whose dimensions are 10,000 yojanas in length, width, and height, and there is a gap of 500 yojanas between two lokas. There is one loka, there is a gap of 500, then second loka, there is another gap of 500, then third loka, gap 500, again fourth loka, fifth loka. So like that, all these 7 lokas are situated one below the other. So now the 7 lokas are there, 7 names are given to them, their dimensions are mentioned, but for whom they are meant for, who are staying there in these lokas. So at this point of time, Bhagavatam says, these are the abodes of Daityas, Danavas, and Nagas. Daityas means the descendants of Diti. Danavas are the descendants of Danu. Nagas are the descendants of Kadru. So these three are the 3 wives of Kashyapa Muni. Daitya, Danava, Kardaveya, Grihapataya. These 7 lokas are specifically meant for Daityas, Danavas, and Kardavas. And what kind of facilities do they have? They are endowed with wealth, power, bliss, and sense enjoyment greater than the higher planets. Whatever wealth that is there in the heaven and Bhuvarloka, these people will have more than that. The wealth these people possess are much more than the wealth of Bhuvarloka and Swargaloka. Eteshu hi Bila-svargeshu Swargadapi Adhika. Swarga se bhi adhik hai. What is adhik? What is more with respect to Swarga? Swargadapi adhika kama. Swargadapi adhika bhoga. Adhika aishwarya. Adhika ananda. Adhika bhuti. Adhika vibhuti. Adhika susamruddhi. Adhika bhavana. Adhika udhyana. Adhika krida. Adhika vihara. All these things are better than that of Bhuvarloka and Swargaloka. And since everything is there in the greater amount, people are only immersed in illusory enjoyment. Being situated in their fine houses and gardens, surrounded by beautiful gardens. The only thing they know in life is to enjoy. That's all, nothing more than that. With desires more unimpeded than in Swarga. The meaning is, here no one will come and disturb their enjoyment. In Swarga, though all the facilities are there, while people are engaging in the enjoyment, in the happy activities, somebody will come and disturb them. The asuras keep come and trouble them, torment them, disturb them. Their enjoyment is not guaranteed in Swarga. Even though it is there, the facility is there, but it is not guaranteed always. Anytime anything can happen, anyone can come and disturb them. But in this Bila-svargas, no one will come and disturb them. It is uninterrupted, unending enjoyment. Ishwaradapi apratihata kama maya vinoda nivasanti. Apratihata, there is no impediment. But who gave them all this enjoyment? Ishwaradapi. By Lord only. Everything is by Lord's will only. So much facilities. So in that way. So then, how? Who made them all these Udyanavannas, Bhavanas, Viharastalas, etc. etc. Maya. Expert artist and architect constructed cities with finest houses for the leaders of the 7 abodes. Maya is the architect of all these asuras. He constructs the wonderful bungalows for the leaders. Other peoples, they will be constructed by Maya's assistants and followers, etc. They enjoy in beautiful gardens and lakes, which are filled with the beauty of the fruit and flower trees, sweet crying birds, etc. etc. And they don't have any fear of death. All of us are always afraid of death, are afraid of time. Time is passing. Pura din nikal gaya, pura mahina chala gaya, pura saal chala gaya. Every passing day, every passing month, every passing year creates fear within us. But these people do not have any such fear because there is no sunlight and there is no counting of day and night. उनके लिए कुछ fear नहीं, हमारे लिए fear शाम हो गए तो अरे और एक दिन निकल गया. और शाम होगा तो और एक दिन निकल गया. There is a fear. We have not done anything. We have planned so many things. Nothing happened. Already night हो गया. There is always fear. But for these people, there is no fear only. There is no sunlight. There is no day and night division. There is no calculation of months, years, decades, centuries, etc. Na bhayam, because aho ratribhi kala vibhage rupalakshate. There is no din rat ka division. There is no kala vibhaga. So there is no bhayam. Then you all may ask question. How are they getting light? That is fine. Time sunlight is not there. Time ka divisions are there. That is okay. But light is the main source of existence. They get light from the gems on the snake heads and the gems bedecked on the walls. They drive away all darkness. They have natural lighting. From, not from sun, but from the gems that are there in the hoods of the snakes and the gems there in the building walls, etc. So in that way. And then, so you may say, what do you mean by that? They have no fear because there are no divisions of time. Do they really have any lifespan? 100 years, 1000 years, like that? If they don't have that lifespan, if they have long life, how are they able to survive that long? There could be a question. So Bhagavatam says, by taking elixirs, juices made of divine herbs, the inhabitant do not experience anxiety, disease, foul perspiration, fatigue. These are some of the reasons that we fall prey to old age and death. There is no old age in these places. There are no wrinkles. There is no gray hair. There is no discoloration. There is no lack of pleasure. There are no effects of aging caused by bathing, drinking, and eating. No such things can be observed here. That means people are always youthful, strong, stout, energetic, enthusiastic. So in that way. These are the facilities of these 7 lower planetary systems. And there is no fear of death except from Sudarshan Chakra. These people do not even fear Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, etc. Because they are also equally powerful. But whenever Sudarshan Chakra comes, when they do some gross mistake, the Lord becomes very angry, then he sends Sudarshan Chakra, then they can't stand in front of Sudarshan Chakra. When Sudarshan Chakra comes, that's all they have to surrender. Otherwise, they have no fear of death. Okay, before going further. So now the thing is that normally, just like the Devatas have a lifespan of 1 Manvantara period, these Asuras are also the residents of these lower planet systems also have 1 Manvantara system. If they want to live that long, they can live peacefully without having quarrel with the Devatas. The only way they can accelerate the death is by making a conflict with the Devatas. When they make a conflict with Devatas, in the fight, either they might be killed by Devatas themselves, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, or they may be killed by Lord Vishnu whenever he sights the Devatas. Otherwise, they can live in that happy condition for one complete mantra. That is their lifespan. These are some of their houses, which are full of brightness because they are the walls are bedecked with all the jewels. So in that way. So like this, some common details of all these 7 lokas are mentioned. Then later on, there are verses which talks about each and every loka separately. So one verse elaborately talks about one loka. First one is Atala. The leader of this Atala is basically the abode of Asuras, and the leader is Bala. He is the son of Mayadanava. Previously, we saw the Maya. Mayadanava was the architect of entire Asura Loka, and Mayadanava's son Bala is also architect, like father, like son. And he's not only architect, he also possesses. So he specially himself created 96 kinds of special mystic powers. And from one among the 96 is explained in the Bhagavatam. Just by adding, he created 3 kinds of women for the purpose of enjoyment. So they are called as Swairani, Kamani, and Pumshali. So Swairani category of women, they enjoy only within their caste, within their own varna, ashrama, varna, or caste, whatever you can say. Kamini are those who enjoy outside their varna or caste. Pumshali are those who are very fickle in enjoying. They can mix with anybody and everyone. So now Maya had created these three categories of women for the purpose of the enjoyment of the people in this loka. And these three women, whenever a new person comes to their abode, whenever a man enters into their houses, which are like holes, Bila-svargas, whenever a new person comes to Atala Loka, they do guest reception. So they invite him, they make him sit on the asan, then they offer him Hataka beverage, Hataka drink. So when this new person who entered into their abode, when he drinks Hataka beverage, okay. Why they are giving him this Ataka beverage? These women want to enjoy with him. So they give him this Ataka beverage so that he gets intoxicated so that they can enjoy with him. By embraces, by attractive talking, smiles, and playful glances, etc. On the other side, that man, when he drinks that beverage, he feels as strong as 10,000 elephants and he begins to shout, I am God, I am the perfect, I am this, I am that, I am the enjoyer. Ishwaroham, aham, bhogi, siddhoham, balavan, sukhi, like that. So the women are giving him the beverage to enjoy him. The man, after drinking the beverage, he thinks that I am the top, the most powerful person. I am the ultimate enjoyer. I am enjoying. So like that, there is an example given in this verse saying that how the people here are simply busy with enjoying each other. So that's how all the 7 lokas are situated. So that is about Atala. Then there comes description about Vitala. So Atala is the abode of Asuras. So similarly, Vitala is the abode of the followers of Lord Shiva. So one of the 11 Rudras, he lives with his wife Gauri or Bhavani, surrounded by his personal associates. Who are they? Yakshas, Rakshasas, Bhuta, Preta, Pishasha, Ganas. All these people are also residing in Vitala Loka, along with one of the 11 Rudras. So when Lord Shiva and Bhavani unite, they produce a kind of vital fluid that creates a river, which is called as Ataki river. When this Ataki river is heated by Agni and hardened by Vayu, that means when it is heated by Agni and cooled by Vayu, it becomes solid and that transforms into Ataka gold. And this Ataka gold is used by all these Yakshas, Rakshasas, Bhuta, Preta, Pishashas as golden ornaments. So in that way. Hataki nama bhavayor viryena yatra chitrabanur matarishvana samidyamana ojasa pibanti tan nishtyutam hatakakyam suvarnam bhushanena. It is called Hataka Suvarnam. It is used by all these residents as Bhushan, Abhushan. So it's like that. The gold is produced from the Bhavayor Viryena. So in that way. So like that, Atala is the abode of the Asuras, Vitala is the abode of Yakshas, Rakshasas, Bhuta, Preta, Pishashas. Then Sutala. Sutala is also abode of Asuras. All the different variety of Asuras live in Sutala. And in addition to all the different variety of Asuras, in one corner, in a special bungalow constructed by Vishwakarma. Though all the principal bungalows in 7 lokas are constructed by Mayadanava or Bala, but for Bali Maharaj, Lord Vamana ordered the architect of the Devatas, Vishwakarma. So Vishwakarma constructed a special palace for Bali Maharaj. Because Bali Maharaj wanted to become Indra. That's why he was performing 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas. So Lord Vamana came and told, hey, you cannot become Indra now. If you want to become Indra, you will become Indra next Manvantara. Till then, you stay in Sutaraloka in a special bungalow, and I myself will guard that bungalow so that other Asuras will not come and disturb your consciousness. So Lord Vamana personally guarding this bungalow. So that with being situated in that bungalow, Bali Maharaj even today worship the Lord with fearless heart and with complete devotion. He resides here with greater opulence than that of Indra, in a place specifically created by Vishwakarma by the order of Lord Vamana. And the rest all Sutaraloka is inhabited by Daityas and Danavas. So like that. So in Sutaraloka, in one corner, it's a small place is dedicated for our Bali Maharaj. He alone stays there. So that is a specialty of Bali Maharaj. So in this section, there are a couple of talks about Bali Maharaj. So the Bali Maharaj is so great that Lord had to take up the Brahmana, a mendicant Brahmana, and had to beg from Bali Maharaj. And Bali Maharaj says that Prahlad Maharaj is actually real devotee, not Indra. When Lord Narasimha Devi is ready to offer everything, Prahlad Maharaj said, please don't tempt me. Don't make me a businessman. I don't want anything. But on the other hand, Indra made Lord Vishnu as his servant so that Lord Vishnu can come to Bali Maharaj and take heaven from Bali Maharaj and give it to Indra. So like that. So giving that comparison, Bali Maharaj says that Prahlad Maharaj is only the real devotee, not Indra and Indra's guru, Brahaspati. They don't know what is bhakti at all. Like that, he kind of says some words against Indra. So like that. And then as you go downward, passing through Sutaraloka by 10,000 yojanas below, you will get to see Talatala Loka, which is ruled by Mayadanava. Here Mayadanava is actually ruler. He is the king of the Asuras who are living here. This is also abode of Asuras. And at one point of time, Mayadanava constructed 3 cities for a Asura, who became eventually known as Chitrasura. The specialty of these 3 aerial mansions is that the Asuras who are aerial mansions and throwing arrows, they cannot be seen by Devatas who are receiving the arrows. They don't know from where the arrows are coming. That is the specialty. So when the Devatas complained to Lord Shiva became angry and he began to throw arrows at the cities. But none of the arrow is causing harm to the Asuras who are in these 3 aerial mansions. These 3 aerial mansions are created so like that by Maya, this ruled by Maya, Maya Danava. So Lord Shiva became very angry and he came and performed austerities to please Lord Vishnu. Then Lord Vishnu gave him 3 arrows. You use the 3 arrows. So the 3 arrows, he destroyed the 3 aerial mansions. The 3 mansions are made up of gold, silver, and bronze. That's why they call Tripura. The 3 cities are done, destroyed. All the Asuras became visible. Then Lord Shiva killed all of them. Then Lord Shiva very angrily came to Talatala Loka to kill Mayadanava, because Mayadanava only created such kind of aerial mansions. So Mayadanava understood the seriousness of the matter. He fell at the feet of Lord Shiva and begged for forgiveness and protection, shelter. So Lord Shiva said, no problem, I'll give you my shelter. Since Lord Shiva gave Avaidana, even Sudarshan Chakra does not kill him, because Lord Shiva gave him Avaidana. Just like in the Kandavana episode Mahabharat, he took the shelter of Arjuna. So Lord Krishna became silent. So it's like that. So thus, being situated in Talatala Loka, Mayadanava is worshipping the Lord Shiva and accepting the worship of the residents of Sutraloka. So like that, he is leading his life in the Sutraloka continuously. So like that. So sorry, this is Talatala Loka. As you go downward, we are below Talatala Loka, you come to Mahatala Loka. Mahatala Loka is abode of many hooded serpents, the descendants of Kadru. So up till now, Atala is the Asuras residents, Vitala is Yakshas, Rakshasas, Bhuta Preta Pishashas, Sutala is also Asuras, Mahatala is also Asuras. What is that? Sutala, Atala, Talatala is also Asuras. Then Mahatala is the residence of Kadru's descendants. The many hooded snakes stay here. Mahatala means many heads. Kuhaka, Takshaka, Kaliya, Sushena, they all stay here. They are controlled by anger, addicted to material enjoyment. completely bewildered, and they enjoy among themselves, but they live constantly in fear of Garuda. They don't have fear of anybody else other than Garuda. Garuda se wo darte hai. Otherwise, they are very proud. So in that way. So by birth, snakes are angry in their nature. So it said that they are angry, controlled by anger and all. They are only engaged in mental enjoyment always. So in that way. Then the sixth one is below Mahatala is Patala. Sorry, Rasatala. Rasatala is the abode of Daityas and Danavas. They are also called as Panes. In addition to Daityas, Danavas, there also resides Nivata Kavachas, Kalayas, Hiranyapuravasis. These are all different names of the Asuras, different category of Asuras. So by birth, these Asuras are the enemies of the Devatas. They reside in this Rathatara Loka and other lokas like snakes residing in holes. From the very birth, they are extremely powerful. They are very cruel to the Devatas, and they are also very cruel to those people who are following Vedic culture. Studying the Vedas, recitation of the Vedas, performing yajna, cow protection, such kind of things you do, Asuras do not tolerate that. They do not fear even Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, but they cannot stand in front of Sudarshana Chakra. They only fear Sudarshana Chakra. So like that, Rasatara Loka is the abode of Asuras. And below Rasatara Loka, the seventh one is Patala. Just like Mahatala is the abode of the Kardavayas of Kadru, all the different variety of snakes. Similarly, Patala is also abode of different variety of snakes, which are known as Nagas. So what kind of snakes are living here? Shanka, Kulika, Mahashanka, Shweta, Dhritarashtra, Shankachuda, Kambala, Ashwatara, Devadatta, and their leader is Vasuki. So Vasuki is staying in this Patala Loka. Vasuki is the head of entire Patala Loka. By birth, they are envious. They also have many hoods with shining jewels on their hoods, 5, 7, 10, 100, 1,000, etc. And these jewels which are there on the hoods of the snakes, they light up the entire Patala Loka. And wherever they go, whichever places they go, they will have their money on their heads that will brighten the entire surrounding area. So like that. So in this way, there are 7 lokas which are known as 7 Bila-svargas. Their dimensions are 10,000 yojanas in depth, length and width also 10,000. So Mount Meru is there. Below Mount Meru, these 7 lokas are there. And in between them, there is a gap of 500 yojanas. So like that you see. So this is Mount Meru from here to here 16,000 yojanas. Below the Tatala, here to here 10,000, here to here 5,500, here to here 10,500, 10,500, 10,500 like that. There are 7 lokas and 6 gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 gaps are there. So like that total will be 16,000 this one, 70,000 this one, and 3,000 this one. 500 into 6, 3,000. 16,000 plus 3,000, 19,000 plus 70,000, 89,000. And below Patala Loka, there is again 11,000 yojanas of solid Bhumandala, a rocky structure of the Bhumandala. In that solid Bhumandala, 10,000 yojanas below Patala Loka, there is Naraka Loka, the hellish planetary systems. So starting from Bhartakanda, the hellish planetary systems are located at a distance of 9,000 yojanas. From here to here, total 100,000, 1 lakh. And here to here, 99,000 yojanas. So below Narakaloka, there is 1,000 yojanas Bhumandala is still there. But from Narakaloka to Patalaloka, there is a gap of 10,000 yojanas. So like that. And below this Bhumandala, Sesa is there. So there is a small video. I think I supposed to. Just see the video, then we'll take some questions if there are any.
Below the earthly planetary system are 7 subterranean realms named Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala, which do not receive sunlight and which are inhabited primarily by demoniac living entities. To reach the first one, one must go 80,000 miles downward through underground tunnels. At successive depths of 80,000 miles are the remaining 6 netherworlds, all of which are fully developed underground civilizations. In the 4th level downward, Talatala Loka, lives the magical architect Maya Danava, who has designed many brilliantly decorated cities where proud materialists reside. Below the netherworlds are the 28 hellish planetary systems. The demigod of justice, Yamaraj, judges the unrighteous human beings after their deaths and sends them to one of these planets. There, errant souls are administered appropriate punitive measures corresponding to their misdeeds. The earthly and subterranean planetary systems rest upon one of the hoods of the gigantic divine serpent, Sesa. Sesa, in turn, is held up by the colossal transcendental tortoise, Kurma. And Kurma resides in the ocean that fills half the universe.
So like that, the 7 lokas are situated one below the other, below Mount Meru. Any questions?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Madhuj.
Prabhuji, like we saw that from the Bhugol Varnanam, the Bhumandala is not at the horizontal plane; it is a terrain-like structure, na? And
As you go outward, it will become terrain. Na? We are seeing at the close proximity here only. As you go outward, it slowly becomes like this.
yeah, that
This
is
is
at
a,
the
this is a zoom version. This is zoom version we can take like.
Yeah, no, what I mean to say is, if it is a terrain-like structure, means it will be going downward outside when we see. Now,
Yes.
so when we are coming inside down this 7 lower planetary system, so maybe the lowest part of the outer terrain means the Plakshadvipa or something. I don't remember the exactly. Beyond Manasattar mountain, whatever is there now. So that part will be coinciding somewhere with the Atala Vitalana because it is at much lower than what at the base of the Meru. From there it is much lower.
Yes, yes. This
So
whatever the location of the hill is there, that is where the Pushkaradipa will be there. Pushkaradipa will be at this line. Almost.
Yeah. Where Prabhuji?
This hell.
Oh, it will be at that level. Okay. Means
Yes,
outside.
Pushkaradipa will be almost at the end.
Okay.
Very small. So I mean, in that one picture we had na previous pictures. Yeah, here you see. So Pushkaradipa is somewhere here. This is Pushkaradipa. It's almost very. When it is about to complete. So hell is here.
Oh,
so
okay. Means this Bhumandala kind of a structure. Outside there will be these dvipas and oceans, and inside these there will be these lower planetary systems, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Prabhuji, like why there is no fear of death? Because sometime or the other they will die, na?
Why they will die? When their body is not decaying, when there is no counting of number of days passed by, number of years passed by, why would somebody fear? If a person remains youthful always and there is no count,
We can't hear you.
You are 20 years old, 30 years old, then why do one fear and become fearful?
Because I felt that sometimes maybe one kalpa or after that they will be dying like that. So
No,
how
one
can-
Manvantara, that's what I said, na, they live for one Manvantara. If they don't make a medal with Devatas, they can live for one Manvantara happily. But they can't stay quiet. They always fight with Devatas and they get died in the battle.
So in fights they die, but still they don't have any fear of death like that.
See, any fear of death is not about fight. When they are at home, they don't. See, even we, whether we do something, whether we don't do something, even though if we stay home, also we die one day. Everyone knows that they
Yeah.
have to die one day.
Yeah.
So, but these people don't have that fear. The default death does not come to them like that.
Okay. And maybe because any miseries are not there, no, threefold miseries, and then the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, that kind of a thing. That is why.
Yes, yes.
And one last thing, Prabhuji, like it is mentioned that these planetary system, they are much more. The people are much more wealthy than even the people in Swargaloka. So, and we did see that how these all are Daityas or Danavas or Kadrus, Vanshas, and all those things. Then, in spite of knowing that these are this kind of people and they are against Devatas and all, still how they are awarded so much wealth and why they are awarded.
And remember Bhagavad Gita chapter 17. What is there in chapter 17?
Guna Karma Vibhagashaya, like that.
That is 14th chapter. What is the title of chapter 17?
It's about faith, no, Prabhuji, different types of faith.
What
Division
kind
of faith.
What kind of faith?
Divisions of
Sattvic,
faith.
Rajasic, Tamas.
With that faith, what you do? Faith means what? Faith करेगा तो कुछ करेंगे ना faith से. क्या करेंगे? So what is being discussed in that chapter? That's what I want to know from you.
Worship. So as per the faith, we worship. Yeah, we worship demigods and different.
That is not there in the 17th chapter. The Devata worship Pandal is there in the 14th chapter.
Dana, karma, all those things will be in the different modes as per the persons who are situated in those modes.
Basically, 17th chapter talks about Yajna, Dana, Tapa. How a person performs these three things in three different modes. People in the mode of goodness, what kind of Yajna they do, what kind of Tapasya they do, what kind of Dana they do. People in the mode of passion, what kind of Yajna, Dana, Tapa they do. People in the mode of ignorance, what kind of Yajna, Dana, Tapa they do. So you may be in whichever mode. When you do Yajna, Dana, Tapa, accordingly the result will come. When a person performs Yajna, Dana, Tapa in the mode of ignorance, they will become asuras and they will get all these facilities, heavenly opulences. Their mentality may be tamasic, but they have done Yajna, Dana, Tapa, they are entitled to get all this wealth. So like that.
Okay. So even though mentality is tamasic, because of their past karmas, whatever they get like.
Yeah, like that.
But Prabhuji, like if means I understood what you said, but if same is applied, those who are in Swargaloka, they are out and out sattvic kind of a person. So they must have done more austerities in the mode of goodness that compared to these people who are in tamasic mode and they have performed austerity. So in that calculation also still Swargaloka should have more wealth than these.
But sattvic people not just perform austerities for less only. They have many other multiple things also.
Prabhuji, not able to hear you.
So I was saying, tamasic people might perform Ajna Dana Tapa expecting wealth, name, fame, etc. so much. Sattvic people may perform more austerities than tamasic people also, but their intent is not just wealth only. They might have many other intent also.
Okay.
So all the other things also will come, along with that wealth also will come. So the weightage for wealth will reduce.
Yes, understood. Thank you.
Sattvic people, they are not so much into their own enjoyment. They also want to serve the Lord in a different capacity. So they will get that seva. By the way, they are getting that seva, they also get the facilities. It's like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right. Thank you.
It's like a university is there. So the professors and chancellors, directors, they have done a lot of studying and all these things. And they have come to a position with a desire to become professor, etc. They have become professor because they have done a lot of austerities, they have done a lot of hard work. They are also given a bungalow. Some basic facilities are given, good amenities and good facilities and all. So they are there in that good facilities, but they are there not to enjoy the facilities. They are there because their heart is in teaching. Their heart is in service. So they are doing it. So like that. So in that way, we can take the good mode of goodness example.
Yeah, right.
So Devatas, though they are there in the heaven, in the midst of a lot of opulences, but they are not there to enjoy the opulences. They are there to serve the Lord in a different way. In order to maintain the universe.
Asuras desire the opulence, and that is why they are being granted that opulence like that. Thank you.
Other devotees?
No, Prabhuji, thank you.
Yeah. Here is a summary slide of all these. In one sense, we have discussed about 14 lokas completely. So what are these lokas? What kind of people are qualified to go to these lokas? Is a quick summary slide. From the top, if you see, Satya Loka. It is the abode of Lord Brahma. He resides along with Vedas personified, perfected jnanis and perfected yogis, following the path of light, Devayana. They attain Brahmaloka. So in the Bhagavad Gita 8th chapter, there is description about path of light and path of darkness. So path of darkness comes here, path of light comes here. Those who practice Nishkama Karma Yoga, followed by Jnana Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga, so raising their prana from Mooladhara Chakra to Ajna Chakra, piercing to Brahmarandra, they pass through all the lokas, they come to Brahma Loka. Of course, they come to Mahar Loka, then come to Jana Loka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka. If they want to live in these 4 lokas, they can live as long as they want, at least till the end of the day of Brahma, then they can attain Sahajya Mukti. Some of them might stay till the end of the lifespan of Brahma also. They don't come back, they stay there only. And after Brahma's day or Brahma's lifetime, they will attain Sahajya Mukti. Or if just they want to pass through and attain Mukti, they will attain Sahajya Mukti. Or somebody, they just pass through quickly. They don't even stay there even for some time also. They attain Sahajya Mukti. All these are there. But in any case, the perfected jnanis and yogis can stay in one of these 4 lokas without any impediment. That is understood. And those who practice Naistika Brahmacharya from the childhood, so it is a default destination for them. If they want, if they don't want also, Brahmaloka is awarded to them. But if they don't want Brahmaloka but want to go ahead to Sahajya Mukti, if they are qualified for that, they can go ahead. Otherwise, they will be promoted to Brahmaloka. If somebody practices Naistika Brahmacharya whole life without a specific goal of attaining Vaikuntha or Brahman, so they can attain, they will easily attain Satyaloka. So like that. So like that, Tapaloka is the abode of the 4 Kumaras. Perfected Jnanis and perfected yogis stay here. And also other great sages also stay here. Janaloka is the abode of the sages headed by Bhrugu. Perfected Jnanis and perfected yogis also can stay here. Maharloka is also abode of the sages headed by Atri Muni. Perfected Jnanis and perfected yogis also stay here. Somebody practices Vanaprastha order very strictly. By default, they are promoted to Maharloka. But if they further practice Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga very seriously and then desire to attain Sahajya Mukti, they can easily attain Sahajya Mukti also. But Maharloka is like a default destiny. Some people practice Vanaprastha, that it is very seriously. So like that is about the 4 upper lokas. And then we have, so who can go there? Vanaprastha order, or Naishtika Brahmacharya, or Jnana Yoga, or Ashtanga Yoga. All these 4 category people can attain these 4 lokas. They can stay as long as they is there. Then Svargaloka is the abode of the main devatas, headed by 12 Adityas, 11 Rudras, 8 Vasus, 2 Ashwinis, 49 Marus, 49 Agnis. And also those who practice Nishkama Karma Yoga, the perfected Grihasthas. By default, they are promoted to Svargaloka. If they want, they can go to Svargaloka, expend their punya, they come back and take birth here again. Or with that purification of the heart by practicing Nishkama Karma Yoga, instead of accepting Svargaloka, they can take renunciation, enter into Vanaprastha and Sannyasa, go through much more austerities and purify their heart further and further with the intention to attain Sayajya Mukti, then they will attain Sayajya. Otherwise, just by practicing Grihastha Dharma, by Nishkama Karma Yoga process, by following the path of darkness, they can either attain Pitraloka or attain Devaloka. They enjoy there as long as their karma allows, their piety allows, then they come back. And this Svargaloka is said to be in the mode of goodness. These upper 4 lokas are much more goodness. They are pure goodness. Svargaloka is kind of mixed goodness, but predominantly in the mode of goodness. And then Bhuvarloka. In Bhuvarloka, 6 category of people are superhuman beings are staying. So main devatas are staying here, asuras are staying here, the remaining 6 are staying in the Bhuvarloka. You can see the 6 people. Sadhyas and Pitrus are staying in the moon loka, following the path of darkness, when someone can go to Pitraloka and enjoy and come back. Gandharvas, Apsaras, Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, Siddhacharana, Vidyadharas, they also attain Bhuvarloka by following the path of darkness, Pitruyana. And all these lokas are in the mode of goodness, predominantly goodness. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 people who are staying in Bhuvarloka, that place is in the mode of goodness. And the place, Rahu, Ketu, Yaksha, Rakshasas, Bhuta, Preta, Vishesha, these people are there, that place in the mode of ignorance. That place is predominantly by mode of ignorance. And in Bhuloka, the entire Bhumandala, there are 2 divisions, Bharatavarsha and the remaining is called Bhaumasvarga. So Bharatavarsha is meant for human beings and other lower beings that assist human beings. All the planets in Bharatavarsha. Other places also they are there, but in Bharatavarsha they are physically required for the survival, for the maintenance of the human beings. Because in other lokas, Bhuvarloka, Svargaloka and all, just by drinking nectar they are surviving. They don't need vegetables, sabji, milk and all. But we need milk, vegetables, sabji and wood and all for our survival. So that's why we depend upon other living entities. So that is Bharatavarsha. And remaining part of the Bhumandala is called as Bhaumasvarga. It is meant for Devata-like beings descending from Divyasvarga and on their way to Bharatavarsha. Those people who perform piety, they go to Bhuvarloka, Svargaloka. When their 90% of piety is over, they come and take birth in Bhaumasvarga. And from the remaining 10%, they enjoy 9% in Bhaumasvarga. The remaining 1%, they take birth in Bharatavarsha. So like that, this is some kind of progression we can see. And the remaining part is Bila-svargas, 7 Bila-svargas. Here, the asuras stay. Atala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, 4 lokas are meant for asuras, Daityas and Danavas. Mahatala and Patala are meant for Kardavayas, Nagas and serpents. Vitala is meant for Yaksha-Rakshasas, Bhuta, Preta, Pishashas, associates of Lord Shiva. And this entire Bila-svarga is in the mode of ignorance. And below Bila-svarga we have Narakaloka, the sinful human beings, the sinful residents of Bharatavarsha. After their death, they will be taken to Narakaloka for punishment. This is at a distance of 99,000 yojanas below Bharatakanda or Bharatavarsha. So this is the quick summary of all the 14 lokas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 7. 7 plus 7, 14. So that is from 24th chapter. Then there comes 25th and 26th chapters, which talk about Sesa and Hellish planetary systems. So before discussing that, we will take a couple of minutes break quickly and then we'll rejoin.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Prabhuji, Prabhuji, we saw this, means you explained very nicely.
We'll take your question after meeting back.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, devotees are there?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, yes, Mataji, you are asking something?
Yeah, Prabhuji, you explained from the upper planetary system to the lower planetary system. Like when is any jiva who is very pious or who has done sadhana and bhakti very nice, he can directly go to the spiritual world, or one has to pass through different upper planetary system and then only one can go to the actual Goloka life.
No, not like that. See, if one directly wants to go to spiritual, one can directly go. If one wants to pass through, one can pass through. It's all up to one's desire and one's practice accordingly.
Okay, because generally it is said na those who are qualified jivas, generally they go to the planets or Vaikunthas where the Lord is doing his manifest pastimes in maybe in the material world, and they get to participate in those manifest pastimes to become more perfect, and then they go to the eternal abode.
Okay.
And means that in that way, I was thinking, Prabhuji, like when the jiva falls from the spiritual world first time, So that time his load of karma is not generated yet. It is some offense which we, at least I am not very aware of, because of which he falls to the material world. So that time where he falls, because that time his load of karma or any bad thing is not, it's not that much, so he falls
See,
in
falling down or going somewhere is not necessarily only because of karma. It can be because of desire also. One no need to have karma. If one has a desire, he can go there. Anywhere he want, he can go. Just based on desire only.
That means particular jiva can fall directly from Goloka to this lower planetary system like Patala or Rasatala also.
If he has such kind of desire, he can directly come there. Why not? उनका इच्छा के कारण.
That's a great fall, yeah.
Hmm.
I thought that maybe in the beginning everybody is in Satyaloka, Tapaloka like that, and as they go on doing different karmas, they keep on falling down like that. Tragic.
I don't know. Maybe true, may not be true. What I'm saying, but as per my understanding is, as per one's desire, one will come down accordingly, and while one is here, also according to one's desire, only one goes up and down. According to one's desire, only one practices corresponding sadhana and goes back to Godhead. Everything, the driving principle is desire. First desire. So desire is a voluntary thing, and then a default thing is karma. See, first desire के कारण इधर आया था, उसको fulfill करते करते कुछ कर्म किया, तो कर्म को फल तो भोगना पड़ेगा. See, karma fall is a compulsory thing. It becomes obvious, but karma हुआ desire के कारण. So in that way, desire precedes karma fall. So that's why I see.
So due to particular desire, only one engages in particular type of karma, which will generate the karma phala as well.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Do other devotees have any question? Fine. So then the 25th chapter talks about Lord Ananta. 26th chapter talks about the 28 Hellish planetary systems. So we'll briefly see them. So Lord Ananta, the holder of the entire Bhumandala, is an expansion of the Supreme Lord. Kala Bhagavata is Bhagavat Kala. He is actually currently the son of Kadru and Kashyapa. The eldest son of Kadru is known as Sesa, who is holding the entire Bhumandala, and he is also called as Ananta. He is actually Shakti Avashavtara Supreme Lord. He is endowed with Bhudharana Shakti. So he is the son of eldest son of Kashyapa and Kadru. And since he is called so now he is endowed with Bhudharana Shakti. And who is giving the Shakti to him? Lord Sankarshana. Lord Sankarshana's Shakti only expands in the form of Shesha or Ananta, and he does the service of the holding the entire Bhumandala. And Lord Sankarshana is the source of Rudra. Lord Sankarshana himself expands in the form of Mahavishnu, and from Mahavishnu comes the 11 Rudras. So in that way, the source of Rudra, the Rudra's activity is to destroy. Destruction is the activity of Tamoguna. That's why he is also called as Tamasi. Because he is the supervisor of the destruction and activity of Tamas, but he is not the form composed of Tamas. So he is also called Sankarshana, and his source is Lord Sankarshana also, because he attracts the enjoyer and the object of enjoyment. So Sankarshana means he brings opposite people or objects together. The enjoyer, the object of enjoyment. So bringing them together is the principle of Lord Sankarshana. So same way, our Bhagavad Kathakar say that this Lord Sankarshana is the principle of Gurutvakarshana Shakti. Whatever gravitational force we study in our schools, that is also a principle expanded from Lord Sankarshana only. Because it draws together the enjoyer and the object to be enjoyed, characterized by the concept of I am the enjoyer. So in that way. And is the present deity of Ahankara, and one is recommended to worship Lord Sankarshana in order to get purified from the problem of Aham Mameti. If we need to purify ourselves from our Ahankara, we are recommended to worship Lord Sankarshana because it's the deity of Ahankara. So in that way. So many people consider this Lord Sankarshana or Ananta as Garbhodaksha Vishnu Sheshapanbu, but he is not. And more than that, he is not Vishnu Tattva always. But sometimes, generally, he is not Vishnu Tattva always, but sometimes he can be Vishnu Tattva. But generally, he is a Jiva Tattva, Shakti Aveshavatar. So whenever there is a Jiva who can do the service of the holding the Bhumandala, he will be empowered to do that. When no one is there, Lord Vishnu himself expands as Shesha and holds the entire Bhumandala. But holding the Bhumandala has nothing to do with Garbhodaksha Vishnu's Shesha Panbu. This is Garbhodaksha Vishnu and the Shesha is Vishnu Tattva. He is completely Vishnu Tattva. He has nothing to do with holding the Bhumandala. That we should understand. If required, when there is no Jiva qualified to do that, this Ananta will expand as Shesha and hold the Bhumandala. So that is the way it is explained. So, but this Vishnu Tattva Shesha Panbu is always there accompanying Lord's pastime. So when Krishna appeared, he is there for becoming Chatri, and he is there as Balramji. When Rama is there as Lakshmana. So like that. He is Vishnu Tattva. But the one which we are discussing is actually currently Jiva Tattva. Even when there is no Jiva to do that service, so this Lord Sankarshana will become Shesha and hold the Bhumandala. So it is like that. So why he is called Tamasi? There is an example given here. So the source of Rudra, the destroyer. In each creation, the living entities are given a chance to close their business as a conditioned source. So Lord Shesha is holding the Bhumandala and he holds, hoping that all of us will practice Bhakti and go back to Godhead. But we are so adamant not to go back to Godhead. Instead, we want to remain here. We are wasting life after life, life after life, life after life like that. Lord Sankarshana is patiently waiting. When it becomes the end of the day of Brahma, Lord Sankarshana becomes very angry. If these people I am holding Bhumandala painstakingly, and these people are simply enjoying, they are not practicing Bhakti and going back to Godhead. He becomes very angry. From that anger, from his Bhukuti comes 11 Rudras, 11 three-eyed Rudras. Because they all appeared because of the anger of Lord Sankarshana. As soon as they appear, they open their third eyes. So 11 third eyes. So the huge fire comes from them, and that fire born away the Bhuloka, Bhurloka, Svargaloka. Also, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. All these 10 lokas are burnt to ashes by the fire emanating from the 11 Rudras, who emanated from the Bhukuti of Lord Sankarshana, who became very angry because none of the Jivas were taking seriously the value of their life and practicing Bhakti. So, like that. When the people misuse this opportunity and do not go back home back to Godhead, Lord Sankarshana becomes angry. Then, as he desires to destroy the entire creation from between his two moving eyebrows, appears three-eyed Rudra. Basically, 11 three-eyed Rudras will appear, composed of anger, with 11 expansions, carrying a raised trident. So, like that. So, that is how the annihilation takes place at the end of the day of Brahma. That's why he is also called as Tamasi. He is the holder of the entire Bhumandala, Chitimandalam, on one of his 1,000 hoods, like a white mustard seed. Yasya idam Chitimandalam Bhagavato Anantamurte Sahasra Shirshna Ekasmin Eva Shirshni Driyamanam Siddhartha Eva Lakshate. So he had thousands of hoods, but on one hood, he keeps the entire Bhumandala, and the Bhumandala appears to be like Siddhartha, white mustard seed. And situated below the lower planets, below Patala and all, he easily supports the entire Bhumandala for its continued existence, so that it does not sink into Garbhodaka ocean. He keeps the Bhumandala for the entire day of Brahma, so that during the daytime of Brahma, it does not sink into Garbhodaka ocean. Thus, he is known as Sarvaloka Durandara, because he is holding Bhumandala. The Bhumandala, Bhuloka, along with the 7 lokas, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Satar, Patala, also does not sink into Garbhodaka ocean. And just above Bhumandala, we have Bhurloka and Svargaloka. They are also not sinking into Garbhodaka ocean. That's why is Sarvaloka Durandara. Matlab, out of 14, 10 lokas are situated in their respective place because of him only. That's why he is called Sarvaloka Durandara. Since the Lord is unlimited, Ananta, who even with 1,000 tongues can count the power of the great Lord Ananta. So Lord Ananta with 1,000 heads placed on just one of his heads the small particle known as the Bhumandala, Bhugolam, with its mountains, rivers, oceans, and all living entities. Murdhini Arpita Manuva Sahasra Murdhno Bhugolam Sagri Sari Samudratvam. Basically, the entire Bhuloka, the entire Bhumandala, along with mountains, oceans, rivers, different variety of living entities, is kept on one of his 1,000 hoods, and he feels it like very, very, very light. Animita Vikramasya Bhumna Ko Viryana Adi Granthi Sahasra Jiva. So, Anuvat, he keep the entire Bhumandala like that, Anu, like a small atom. Who can count the glories of such kind of a Lord? So, like that, it is being glorified. So, in all these translations for all these verses in this 25th chapter, if you go through the translations from the book, Prabhupada translates everywhere universe, universe, universe. The small particle known as the Bhumandala. I have written Bhugolam to be Bhumandala. Mr. Prabhupada writes it to be universe. Because everywhere Prabhupada translates as universe, our ISKCON devotees have created this picture. There is Sesa holding the entire universe upon his hoods. But there is a correction required in this. Sesa does not hold the Bhumandala. Sorry, it does not hold the universe. The universe is actually floating in the Karna ocean. Sesa is situated inside the universe and holding the Bhumandala. So here is the Bhumandala. Beneath the Bhumandala, we have 7 lower planetary systems. Here is the Garbhodaka ocean. Some people say that, so this Garbhodaksha Vishnu is floating above, is sleeping on a snake bed. The snake is floating on the Garbhodaka ocean, and the snake hoods carrying the entire Bhumandala. Some people draw like this. That is also wrong. Garbhodaksha Vishnu or a snake bed has nothing to do with carrying the Bhumandala. That is also wrong. Then what is the correct thing? Correct thing is this. This is the entire Bhumandala. There is Sesa below holding the entire Bhumandala. This Sesa holding the entire Bhumandala is also known as Lord Sankarsana. And this Sesa, as Lord Sankarsana spoke the Bhagavatam to 4 Kumaras. That came in the 3rd canto 8th chapter. So through this Bhagavata Katha, the 4 Kumaras started Kumara Sampradaya afterwards. So like that. So that is the understanding of the Sesa who is holding the entire Bhumandala and is different from Lord Garbhodaksha Vishnu's Sheshapantu. So this person is not holding the Bhumandala. This is different and that is different. That we need to understand. So you see all these verses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 verses everywhere. So Prabhupada translates as universe only. Because the Prabhupada, when he was translating Bhagavatam, he does not get into our technical details. Many places wherever Bharata Varsha came, Prabhupada wrote it as India. Wherever the 7 Dvipas of the Bhumandala came, Prabhupada wrote them as 7 continents on the earth globe. So like that, many places Prabhupada connected to the things which are familiar to common people. Because at his time, the Bhagavatam which is translating is not translating for those people who are doing Bhagavatam, Bhakti Vaibhav study, and studies and all. That is for common people. In order to relate with them, Prabhupada would connect this 5th canto descriptions with the things they are familiar to. So like that, this Bhumandala also Prabhupada calls it as universe. Because universe is a famous word, not the Bhumandala. Bhumandala is a Sanskrit word people do not know. That's how I consider it is like that. But everywhere you see, Shiti Mandalam, Bhugolam, Kshamam, Bhumandalam, all these places, it's only Bhumandala is mentioned. So Lord Ananta or Lord Sesa holding the entire Bhumandala on his hoods, not the universe. And universe is floating in the Karna ocean. That is clearly mentioned in 2534-366. 2nd canto and 3rd canto. It is said, Varshapuga Sahasrante Tadandam Mudakeshayam. Andam means Brahmanda. Brahmanda is taking rest upon Karna ocean. Hiranmaya Sa Purusha Sahasra Parivasran. Hiranmaya. Hiranmaya means Brahmanda. The entire Brahmanda covered by 7 layers The out layer was Mahatattva layer that is brightly shining like gold. That's why it is the entire universe is called Hiranmaya. This entire Brahmanda is floating on Annakosha Upa Apsu, above the water. Which water? Karana ocean. So floating on the Karana ocean. So like that. The Brahmanda is floating on Karana ocean and Bhumandala is held by our Sankarshana. So this is correct. This need to be corrected and this needs to be corrected. So like that. Since Prabhupada translated like that, taking those translations, our ISKCON devotees did like this. Oh, okay, Prasad. 8:30 ke baad. So it is like that. So then, in one of the translations, you see here, Bhumandalam is here. No? He is called unlimited because of his knowledge of the tattvas. He does not know the earth, the Bhumandala, which is situated somewhere on one of his hoods. Because he is situated below the Bhumandala, measuring 493.4 million yojanas. His hoods are not wide enough to hold it. So, what is the meaning of Ananta? So, how can you call him Ananta? And how can you say that the huge Bhumandala appears to be like Siddhartha, white mustard seed, or Anuvat? Paramanu, that atom. How can you say that? So that is explanation is given in this purport. He says that this is from 5:17:21 purport. However, person situated there can see that he, by his inconceivable energy, his hoods become unlimited in dimension, and thus the Bhumandala appears like a white mustard seed. That is actual, not an illusion. This is an example of his astonishing unlimited nature just mentioned. If at all you want to know, go below Bhumandala and see how the Lord Ananta, who is situated below the Bhumandala, expands unlimitedly. Itna bada ban jata hai, the entire Bhumandala becomes like a white mustard seed. That you can only experience if you go there. So instead of logically questioning here, go there and see yourself. So like that, Acharyas are saying. So here are some verses from Mahabharata. How and when the son of Kadru became the holder of the Bhumandala. It is said in Mahabharata that seeing the conflict between Kadru and Vinata, it led to the fight between the snakes and Garuda, the children of Kadru and Vinata. Sesa not happy with this thing, with this kind of tug of war between the brothers. Sesa wanted to have friendly dealings with all his brothers and co-brothers. So he performed severe hostage to please Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma appeared. He said, I want to be friendly with all my co-brothers. Brahma said, okay. He further said that I want to serve you in some capacity. Lord Brahma said, yes, I have a special seva for you. He asked, what is that seva? So please hold the Bhumandala upon your heads so that Bhumandala does not sink into Garbhodaka ocean. Because till now, Garbhodaka ocean sank into, till now the Bhumandala sank into Garbhodaka ocean 2 times. One time during Swayambhu Manvantara, second time during Chakshusha Manvantara. So you please hold it. So Sesa said, okay, no problem. I will hold it. Please place it on my hoods. Then Brahma told, you please go down below the Bhumandala. I'll keep it on your hoods. So Brahma, by the order of Brahma, Sesa went down holding the Bhumandala. And then Sesa asked, how long I should hold it? Yeah, as long as you are holding the Bhumandala, please sing the glories of Supreme Lord. When the glories of the Lord will comes to an end, then you stop your service. So in that way, since then, based on the order of Lord Brahma, Lord Ananta is holding the entire Bhumandala on his hoods. So that is how currently Kadru and Kashyapa's son, Lord Sesa, holding the entire Bhumandala on his hoods. And he will continue to hold as long as he will be able to sing the glories of the Lord. When the glories come to an end, then that is Pralaya. The Bhumandala will sink into Garbhodaka ocean. Understand it? Correct. It's like that. So that is about Lord Ananta from 26th chapter.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Madhaj.
Prabhuji, like what we discussed just now, that we also have studied that when Brahmaji became angry on 4 Kumaras from his anger, 11 Rudras were created and then they started destroying. So they were told to do tapasya and they will be called when the time of destruction is there. So those same Rudras appear through the Lord Sankarsana's anger.
Yes, yes, the same Rudras currently who are meditating by Lord Brahma's order, they again reappear through the Brukuti of Lord Sankarsana. Then, because they appeared as a result of anger, they immediately create fire. That fire will burn the 10 lokas.
Okay. And Prabhuji, Lord Ananta is holding the Bhumandala. And these upper planetary system like Bhuvarloka and Swarloka, they are in Antariksha actually. Na? So still it is to be considered that they are also supported by Lord Shesha's holding of this because when he gets angry, even those lokas are burnt. Na? That is I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, the Bhuvarloka and Swargaloka, they are also supported by, in one sense, from above pole star, Dhruvaloka, and from below Bhuloka. Because they are situated between the pole star and Bhuloka. Na? So in one sense, there is support from both the sides. So like that we can say.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Other devotees?
No, Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, where is Lord Sankarshan residing right now?
Which Lord Sankarsana?
So right now you said no that Ananta
Lord
is the
Ananta?
expansion or
Yeah, he
Ananta
is
is
there
down
below.
there.
I'll show you some pictures
He is
sometime later. The whole picture will come, that time I'll show you.
Okay, fine. Okay.
He is there between the Garbhodaka ocean and Bhumandala. The gap between those two. That is where he is there and holding the entire Bhumandala. See here in this gap. This is Garbhodaka ocean. This is the entire Bhumandala with 7 lower planet systems. He is below, in between them, so that Bhumandala does not sink into Garbhodaka ocean.
That is Lord Ananta, you said, who is the expansion of Lord Sankarshan, right?
Yes.
So where is the Lord Sankarshan residing?
You are talking about this one?
See, when we talk about the first quadruple expansion of Lord Balram, there is a Sankarshan.
Yes.
So I'm asking about when we talk about this Ananta being the expansion of Lord Sankarshan, where is this Lord Sankarshan staying?
See, the first quadruple expansion, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, they are always residing in Dwaraka and Madura. So Vasudeva is Vasudeva Krishna, Sankarsana is Balramji, and Pradyumna is Krishna's son, Aniruddha is Pradyumna's son. Okay. Then Balramji expands as Mahanarayana. That Mahanarayana expands all the Vishnu forms, and Mahanarayana also expands a second quadruple expansion.
Yes.
That second quadruple expansion are situated in 4 corners of Vaikuntha, guarding the entire Vaikuntha. Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, Ruddha. And these 4 only again became Ram, Lakshmana, Hanuman, Bharat. Sorry, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharat, Shatrugna. And the same second quadruple expansion again become, the Sankarsana becomes Mahavishnu, Pradyumna becomes Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Aniruddha becomes Kyurodakshaya Vishnu.
Okay.
So in that way, for us, Lord Sankarsana is Mahavishnu. For all practical purposes, for us, Lord Sankarsana is Mahavishnu.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, what do you mean 4 corners of Vaikuntha? Which Vaikuntha?
1 second. I showed some picture some time back on the entire universe picture was there.
The topmost Vaikuntha.
See here, not here. It's till this is like Prakriti and all. Na? This is Karnaksha Vishnu is here. This is Brahman. After Brahman, we have Vaikuntha Lokas. All the Vaikuntha Lokas are there.
Yes.
Na? So in that, guarding those Vaikuntha Lokas in 4 outside boundaries, the outer boundary, the 4 corners, The 4 quadruple expansion are situated.
You mean the 4 directions?
In the 4
I mean,
directions, yes.
there are many Vaikuntha planets. So in one of them, in the 4 directions, he stays, or
see, four expansions. Now Vasudeva stays in the east, Sankarshana stays in the south, Pradyumna stays in the west, and Anuruddha stays in the south.
in one particular Vaikuntha or in the entire area?
No.
Where the Vaikuntha are scattered.
Vaikuntha is the Paravyoma is the area. In that Paravyoma area, there are 100,000s of Vaikuntha lokas are there.
Yes.
Among all those 100,000 Vaikuntha lokas, one Vaikuntha loka which is in the extreme eastern boundary, that is where Vasudeva stays. One Vaikuntha loka which is in the extreme southern boundary, Sankarshana stays. And extreme western boundary in one Vaikuntha loka is there. They are also there in Vaikuntha loka, one of the Vaikuntha lokas. At the same time, they also guard the entire area. So in that way.
Different Vaikuntha planets in various.
Every form of Vishnu Vaikuntha loka.
Yes.
And all the Vaikuntha lokas put together is called Paravyoma.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
There was a picture, not this picture also, the previous picture, some time back, showed at the beginning of our class. I showed that picture. Yeah, in the last class, we showed that. Yeah, here only, just a couple of slides before. See here, these are all Vaikuntha lokas, no? So like Vasudeva will be this side, Sankarshana will be this side, Pradyumna will be this side, and Anuruddha will be upper side. So in that way, in the 4 corners, the 4 Vaikuntha lokas are specifically meant for second quadruple expansion. They are there in Vaikuntha also. At the same time, they are situated in the outer boundary. They are guarding those lokas like that. There was no need for guarding, but it is said like that. For us to understand, it is said like that.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
In when Yajna is performed, their names are chanted as the guarding deities of the Yajna Kunda. When Yajna is performed, the astral devatas are installed in the Yajna. So that time they say that these 4 quadruple expansion are situated in 4 corners, guarding the entire Yajna Kunda, so that Yajna can happen without any impediments. So like that. These things and all we can observe in when we do a special ritual, special ceremony. In that ceremony, all these things are kind of mentioned. We can understand them at that time.
And this Mahanarayan, which you mentioned, he's also Sankarshan.
He is the expansion of Lord Sankarshana, who is from the first quadruple expansion. That is Balramji.
Okay. And from Mahanarayan comes the second Chaturvyu.
First from Mahanarayana comes all the Vishnu forms like Matsya, Kurma, Varaha and all. And then from him comes the second quadruple expansion.
Okay.
So basically, from him only comes all the Vishnu forms. Among that Vishnu forms, the second quadruple expansion also there. But we are specifically telling about it because they are also acting as the guardian deities in 4 directions. So in that way.
Yes. Yes, thank you very much.
Because from Mahanarayan only all the Vishnu forms are coming. Among all the Vishnu forms, we also have second quadruple expansion. Since they are also there, we are telling them separately. So in that way.
So why is he called Mahanarayan? Like, is there a difference between Narayan and Mahanarayan? Narayan can be Garbhodakshai Vishnu also. That is why.
Yes, it can also be, but it is said like that. Mahanarayana means like source, we can say the first one. There is no difference, but it's the first one. The first expansion of Balramji is Mahanarayan.
Okay.
So like that we can take.
Thank you.
See, Balramji, the first candle, the main principal candle. There are hundreds of candles. The first candle which is lighted by Balramji candle is the Mahanarayana candle.
Okay.
Something
and
like that.
From that, the Chaturvyu comes.
From that, all the other avatars will come. So like that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we'll just cover this 26th chapter, small only, not much this thing to discuss. So quickly we'll discuss. So we have already discussed during discussion about moon. In the moon, there are two parts, Sadhyaloka and Pitraloka. And that Pitraloka is occupied by two category of Pitrus. Out of the four category of Pitrus, the remaining two category of Pitrus also have a small Pitraloka in the Yamaloka. So who are they? One of the category are Agnishwatas, other category are Barishadas. So here in this chapter, Agnishwatas are mentioned. The Agnishwatas, who are also called as Pitrus, they reside beneath the 7 lower planetary systems. That means below Patala Loka. And they always praying for the well-being of their descendants, their family, their lineage. So in that way. And their leader is Yamaraj, son of Vivashwan, son of Sun God, is their leader. And Yamaraj, in addition to taking care of all these Pitrus, he also awards unavoidable punishment for the sin performed by the sinful people. Why he is giving this punishment? So that he can make those sinful jivas turn toward the Supreme Lord. The people have turned their face away from Supreme Lord and then performing sinful activities. By giving them some punishment, he is informing them that if you don't turn to Supreme Lord, you will get this punishment again and again. So better turn to the Supreme Lord. Something like that. And this Pitraloka is located 99,000 yojanas below the entire Bhumandala, the upper surface of the Bhumandala, or specifically the Bharatavarsha or Bharatakanda. So in that way. This is a verse clearly mentioned in 3:30:24. Maybe in the next slide the verse will come, that time we'll see. And then, in addition to this, Pitraloka is basically where Yamaraj is personally staying and some of his associates who are also called Pitru, Devatas, etc. But the place where Yamaraj is punishing people, that is called Narakaloka. And that Narakaloka is also situated next to Pitraloka only, and it is located in the intermediate space between the 3 worlds and the Garbhodaka ocean. This Narakaloka is located just above Garbhodaka ocean and below Patala Loka, on the south side of the entire universe. So in that way. It is situated 99,000 yojanas below the Bhu Mandala or Bharatakanda, whichever we can take. Yojananam Sahasrani Navatim Nava. Navatim Nava means 99,000 yojanas. When a person dies, Tribir Muhurter Dwabhyam Va Nita Papnoti Yatana. Either 2 or 3 or 2 plus 3, 5 muhurtas, a dead person is brought to Yamaloka. So that is the understanding. Which is at a distance of 99,000 yojanas. Some people will come in 2 muhurtas, some people come in 3 muhurtas, some people come in 5 muhurtas. Some people may take 10 days, 12 days, 100 days, 1,000 days, or 1 year, like that. According to the person's attachment to the place where he is now, the place, body, and family members, one will take more time. So like that. Others, people who are done with their activities, they within 2 through 3 muhurta, they immediately go to Narakaloka. So that is how it is mentioned. So after death, they were brought to Yamaraj in the Yamaraja Sabha. And Yamaraj and Chitragupta will verify what are the activity they have done, good or bad. Then if they have done bad activity, they will be given punishment. That punishment is awarded in the Narakaloka. All the different variety of hellish planetary systems. So why and how this punishment is given? Some understanding is given in this chapter. So we perform activities according to our faith developed by 3 gunas. The Shraddha Taya Vibhaga Yoga, Bhagavad Gita chapter 17. Faith in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So in the mode of goodness, we generally perform dharmic activities. In the mode of ignorance, we perform adharmic activities. In the mode of passion, we perform both dharmic and adharmic activities. So whatever activities we perform, according to those activities, our destiny is decided. So specifically, when we perform activities in the mode of ignorance, adharmic activities, we are destined to go to hell and go through punishment. So thus, hellish planetary systems are merely transformations of our desire. It is our desire which impels us to perform sinful activity, and then that activity is called adharmic activity, and we are forced to go through the punishment for that sinful activities. So that is the principle behind this. So this is said त्रिगुणत्वात् कर्तुः श्रद्धया कर्मगतया पृथक् विदा सर्वा एव सर्वस्य तारतम्येन भवन्ति. Based on our faith in three modes, we perform activities. As the result of those, we get a particular destiny. Urdhvam gachanti sattasva, madhye tishtanti rajasa, jaganna gunavrityasya, adho gachanti tamasa. So tamasic activities will bring us to this hell and avoid the hellish punishments. So in this hell, there are hundreds and thousands of hellish planetary systems. So, but among them, 28 are very prominent. And those 28 hellish planetary systems names are mentioned in the Bhagavatam. And by doing what kind of activities one will go to what kind of hell and what kind of punishment one will receive. 18 shlokas talk about these 18 sinful activities and 18 hellish planetary systems and 18 punishments. We are not going to discuss them. So later on you can read all those verses very graphically, very bhayanak, etc. But please don't miss to read them. Please read. They are very. We should be aware of them for ourselves, for informing others also. Tamishra, Andatamishra, Raurava, etc. etc. So after these hellish planetary systems, after you come out of the Bhumandala, we have already saw that the Sesa is holding the entire Bhumandala, and below Sesa there is Bhumandala. According to Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam does not talk about the 8 elephants or Kurma as helping Lord Sesa to hold the Bhumandala. Bhagavatam briefly talks about the Sesa, and then there is Garbhodaka ocean. Garbhodaka ocean is created by Lord Garbhodaksha Vishnu's sweat. It fills the lower half of the universe, and Lord Garbhodaksha Vishnu sleeps on Ananta's bed inside this Garbhodaka ocean. And as you go downward, which is filling the Garbhodaka ocean, which is filling the lower half of the universe, at the bottom, the beneath of the Garbhodaka ocean, you get to see again 7 universal layers. So in that way, the 7 universal layers are again increasing 10 times thicker than the previous layer, etc. So this is how all these different things are mentioned. In the last 2 chapters, we see that Pitraloka is there, hellish planetary systems are there. Then in some more Bhumandala is there, 1000 yojanas Bhumandala is still there. Below that we have Sesa. Below Sesa we have Garbhodaka ocean. And Garbhodaka ocean's depth is 249.8 million yojanas. So its depth is this much. And total. So above Pitraloka, we have the about 1 lakh yojanas. And from Pitraloka to Sesa, so they occupy, the Sesa alone occupies 1 lakh yojanas. So in that way, all put together, Sesanaga himself occupies 1 lakh yojanas, and Bhumandala is 1 lakh yojanas. So 1 lakh plus 1 lakh, 2 lakh. So from 250 million yojanas, you remove 2 lakh, it becomes 249.8 million yojanas. That is the thickness of the width of the depth of the Garbhodaka ocean. So this we saw. So where was that picture? Maybe first I'll show you that picture, then here you see. So this is Bhumandala, here to here 1 lakh. So with respect to sun, from the plane of sun, from here to the top of the universe 250. From the plane of sun to the bottom is 250. So out of 250, Bhumandala occupies 1 lakh yojanas, and Sesa alone occupies 1 lakh yojanas. So from here to here is 1 lakh yojanas gap. Here we showed small gap only, 1 lakh yojanas. And Bhumandala from here to here, that is also 1 lakh yojanas. Sesa was supposed to be there in this gap only, where my cursor is there. But in order to show Sesa big, we showed big. But Sesa is actually floating above the water. But a snake cannot float above the water for a long time. He needs some solid support. So Lord Kurma acts as that solid support. Though here Sesa is mentioned, below Sesa Garbhodaka ocean is there, like that is mentioned. But actually Sesa is taking rest. Is himself placed on the Kurma. So though 5th canto Bhagavatam does not talk about Kurma presence, but Jayadeva Goswami's verse specifically talks about Kurma. This verse, though it is translated as Samudra Manthan episode, in the Samudra Manthan episode, mountain Mandara is there moving on the back of Lord Kurma. That created a scratch that removed the itching of Kurma, etc. We may say. But actually, if you read the shloka clearly, Shitiriha Viplatare Tishreta Pushte, Dharani Dharana Kena Chakra Gariste, Keshava Dharita, Kurma Sharira, Jayadigadishare. Here, Kshitiriha means this Prithvi, this Bhumandala. What is that Dharani Dharana? Is held by Lord Kurma upon his back. So, in that way, this is said in the text 2. And in text 12, again, it's the same thing. Veda Mudrate, Lord Masya saved the Vedas after killing Madhu and Kaitaba. And Lord Kurma, Jagati Vahate, he holds the entire Bhumandala upon his back. And Bhugolam with Budbrahde. This is our Lord Varaha, who lifted the entire Bhumandala from Garbhodaka ocean. So, in that way, from Jayadeva Goswami's verses, we can understand that there is Kurma, who is holding the entire Bhumandala on his back. And between the Bhumandala and Kurma, there is Sesa, who is again holding. And between Sesa and Bhumandala, there are 8 elephants who are also assisting in holding the Bhumandala. So, like that, all these people are helping. Though in the Bhagavatam directly, not mentioned the 5th canto, but other places it is there, so we need to bring them together. So, Laghu Bhagavatam says same thing. Padme proktam dade kshauni mayam evartita surai shasrantare tu budari kalpado prakato bhavat. So it says that Padma Purana it is said, so evartita sura, being requested by devatas, Lord appeared in the form of Kurma and held the entire Bhumandala upon his back. Kshauni mayam, dade kshauni mayam. Shasrantaretu. In even other Puranas also it is mentioned that Budari Kalpado Prakato Abhavat. Lord Kurma appeared at the beginning of the Kalpa to hold the Bhumandala upon his back. If you remember 3rd canto, chapter 13, where Swayambhu Manu is born and he went to Brahma asking for same seva. So Brahma said, please go to Bulok and take care of it. So Manu went and down. He came back and informed his father, my dear father, there is no Bhumandala. I think that Bhumandala fell into Garbhodaka ocean. Please do something. Then Lord Brahma prayed to Lord Vishnu. So Lord Vishnu appeared as a small insect from his nostril and became big, dived deep into Garbhodaka ocean and lifted the Bhumandala above. So, but again the Brahma and other sages prayed, my dear Lord, you lifted it, but there should be some support so that it will not sink again into Garbhodaka ocean. Then the same Varaha, Lord Varaha, Shweta Varaha, transformed himself into Kurma and held the entire Bhumandala on his back, and himself is floating in the Garbhodaka ocean. That's how, at the beginning of the Swayambhu Manvantara period, he became Kurma and held the Bhumandala upon his back. This is a kind of hinted in 18th chapter, prayers offered by Aryama unto Lord Kurma. He says, Om Namo Bhagavate Akurupaya, Namo Avasthanaya Namaste. Avasthanaya means he is holding the entire Bhumandala, which is giving the place for all of us. So in that way. So indirectly, Namo Avasthanaya indicates that Lord Kurma is holding the entire Bhumandala, which is the residence of all of us. So like that. So in this way, couple of verses we can see that Lord Kurma is holding the entire Bhumandala also, in addition to Sesa. So there are some references about the 8 elephants who are also holding the entire Bhumandala along with Kurma, Sesa. The 8 elephants were produced from Samudra Manthan episode. Their names are there. And Banasura says that, eager to fight, I went all over the universe, but I could not find anybody. I went down below the Bhumandala to the Ashtadigajas, the 8 elephants who are holding the Bhumandala. But they even fled away looking at me. They can't even fight with me. They don't have that much strength or power to fight with me. So like that, the 8 elephants details are mentioned, saying that we got to fight with the elephants of the directions that hold up the bottom of the earth. The 8 Diggajas, which are holding the entire Bhumandala up on their back, also fled away by looking at Banasura. So in that way. So like this, at other places, you can see how these personalities are also there. Even we discussed previously, 67 sons of Pagar Maharaj also met these 8 elephants while digging the Bhumandala while going to Patala Loka. So they were there. So in that way, we have seen that 7 lower planetary systems, Tala, Vitala, Sutala, Tanatala, Mahatala, and Loka and Arakaloka, Shesha, Garbhodaka Ocean. So all these things are situated one below the other. So it's like that. So these are the 7 lokas down below. Sorry, here you can see Atala, Vitala, etc. There are 28 hellish planetary systems and Pitruloka. The white dot is Pitruloka, the black dots are 28 hellish planetary systems. They are all situated there. Sesa is there. Sesa is holding the Bhumandala, so that Bhumandala does not fall into Garbhodaka Ocean. So in this way, the 14 planetary systems are described, are presented in the Bhagavatam 5th canto. A brief details about who are staying there, what kind of facilities do they have, what kind of people stay there, and who can go there by performing what kind of sadhana one can go there. A simple kind of understanding has been presented. Then in the last few verses, Sukadeva Goswami concludes this entire description. Ultimately, he says that the living entities, because of their karma, because of their activities and their desire, they go up and down here and there. Those who perform impious activity, they go to Narakaloka. Those who perform pious activity, they go to Svargaloka. But as soon as their piety is over, piety or impiety is over, they eventually come back to Bharata Varsha only, with the remaining Dharma and Adharma. So, Naraka, Yamalaya, Santi, Adharma, Vartino, take it. Those who perform Adharma, they go to Yamalaya. And Tataiva, Dharmanu, Vartina, Itaratra. Others who perform Dharma, they go to Borloka and Svargaloka. But Ihatu Punar Avave, Ta Ubaya Shesha Abhyam Nivasinti. But both of them, eventually they come to Bharata Varsha only. Because Bharata Varsha is the place where one can again accrue Dharma and Adharma. And in comparison to all other places, it is easy to attain liberation from. That is a special USP of Bharata Varsha. Dharma Vartina, Adharma Vartina. But eventually one need to come back to Bharata Varsha. And in that Bharata Varsha, specifically there is Bharatakanda. In that Bharatakanda, specifically there is Bharata Bhumi, which is very special for practicing Sanatana Dharma and easy to come back to Godhead from there. Why this Bharata Varsha or Bharatakanda is so special in awarding one liberation and the fruits of one's endeavor? So, in order to understand, we need to refer to some pastimes. When Bhrugumuni entered into Vaikuntha and kicked on the chest of Lord Vishnu, Lakshmi Devi felt offended. I did not do anything by Brahmana coming and kicking on my Lord's chest. She felt guilty of that offense and she came down to Bharata Varsha at a place known as Kolhapur to atone for her offense and began to perform austerities. And at one time, Brahma wanted to have darshan. So the Brahmana suggested, you better go to, in order to have Darshana Mahavishnu, you need to perform 1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas. But in Satyaloka, performing 1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas, it will take a lot of time. He said, I want to have quick darshan. Then they suggested that go to Kanchipuram and perform 1 Ashwamedha Yajna. If you do 1 there, that is equal to 1000 Ashwamedha Yajnas in other places. So he came here and performed 1 Ashwamedha Yajna and he had darshan of Varadaraj. And at one point of time, Garuda was hearing Harikatha in the midst of great sages. And that day they spoke Lord Narsingadev pastime. Then hearing that, Garuda said, I want to have darshan of the Lord. Whenever Lord appears, he takes me with him. But this time he did not take me with him. I did not see that form of the Lord. Then they told that you need to perform severe austerity for thousands of yugas. They said, I don't want to waste that much time. I want to have darshan quickly. They suggested that go to the place known as Ahobilam and perform tapasya there. You will have the darshan of Lord Narsingadev very quickly. So Garuda came here and performed severe tapasya. In small time, he had darshan of Lord Narsingadev. And then how Garuda requested, my dear Lord, you give me darshan. Then what about the people of this place? You stay here so that people in the future can have your audience. So Lord stayed there only since then. So now we can go and take darshan because of the mercy of Garudaji. And then Daksha performed his yajna in the upper Himalayas for the benefit of the 3 lokas. He could have done in the heaven only, but he knew that performing yajna in Bharata Varsha will yield the fruits in thousands of times more. So then Bhagirath Maharaj also performed tapasya in the upper Himalayas to bring Ganga down in order to deliver his ancestors. He could do it. Katvanga Maharaj, after fighting for the Devatas for a long time, when Kartikeya was born, Devata said, "My dear sir, please, you can retreat from war. But anyway, you have helped us so much. You tell me what blessing you want. Except Mukti, any other blessing you can ask." Then Katvanga Maharaj asked, "Please tell me how much time left in my life." They said, "Only one muhurta." He said that, "Please transport me to my place." They said, "No, no one is there. Your family members are all gone. Long time past." He said, "Still no problem. Please send me there." Katvanga Maharaj was sent to Bharatavarsha at his own hometown. He went and sat in front of his Ishtadev. In one muhurta, he met the Supreme Lord and went back to Godhead. Narana and Rishis are performing tapasya in the greater Himalayas for the well-being of one and all the entire universe. Because any tapasya performed in Bharatavarsha and the greater Himalayas will yield 1,000 times better fruits than any other place. That's why in all these case studies we can see that all these personalities have performed austerities in order to get quick benefits. Even whenever the Devatas and Asuras are cursed, they come to Bhuloka, perform austerities, they get freedom from their curse and go back to God quickly. And thus, finally, whenever we go to any holy place in Bharatavarsha or India, anywhere here and there, they say that this holy place is 1,000 times more potent than Bombay and other cities. So better take up the advantage of this being in this place and chant more and practice sadhana more so that one can yield 1,000 times more potency. So in comparison to other places, the holy place has 1,000 times better potency. And in comparison to other lokas, Bharatakanda or Bharatavarsha has 1,000 times more potency. That's why it can award entry into Vaikuntha 1,000 times faster than other places. That is the specialty of Bharatavarsha. So in finally, last two verses, last two slides. This amazing gross body of the Lord consisting of the Bhumandala, Dvipas, Varshas, rivers, mountains, sky, oceans, the lower planetary system, the directions, the hellish planetary systems, and the luminaries is the shelter of all living entities. The Supreme Lord manifested the entire cosmos consisting of 14 lokas so that all of us can live in all these places according to our karma. So finally, what is the Palashruti? By hearing all this wonderful description, if one reads the description of the Lord's external form with great faith, if one hears about it and explains it to others, he develops faith, bhakti, pure intelligence, and understand the topic of the Supreme Lord. That is the top past tense of the Supreme Lord, the Lila Avtaras, which is like an Upanishad. It is very difficult to understand. So here the meaning is the Srishta Leela and cosmological discussions are black and white, straightforward. But Lord's pastimes, the Leela Avtaras, are all not directly straightforward. Apparently, the Leelas are very easy to hear, easy to remember. We may think like that. But what Lord does, why Lord does, there are so many secrets within that. That is very difficult to understand. If one want to understand them, one should understand this first. One should hear and read and study and teach this topic first, so that other Leela Avtara Kathas can be understood properly. So in that way. So this is the whole translation of that verse, text number 38. Basically, it says that in the previous two cantos, second canto, third canto, I talked about the universal form, the progressive journey of a sadhaka to the upper planetary systems, and the 14 planet systems are considered the gross universal form of the Supreme Lord. And whoever studies this structure and reads and teaches to others will get faith and bhakti and other things like that. So finally says that whatever we hear, that is what we contemplate upon. If we hear about universal form, we contemplate upon that. If we hear about the subtly universal form, we contemplate upon that. If we hear about the Bhagavan, we contemplate upon that. So hearing is the basis of Kirtanam and Smaranam. So Shravanam is the basis of Kirtanam and Smaranam. So that is the entire purpose of this entire subject matter. So with this, we have completed the 26 chapters of Canto 5. Hare Krishna. So this is the last slide. We are done with this. Thank you very much for staying a little late.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Madhu.
Prabhuji, this 28 hellish planets, they are situated one above other, or they are side by side? Like?
Side by side, not one above the other, one next to the other. Like Bombay, Pune.
Okay. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Madhu.
Prabhuji, what is the difference between Swargalok and the Bhaumya Swarga? Both are Swargas. So
Yes,
what
see,
is the difference?
difference is always there. They both have the Swarga adjective in that, but both are heavenly. Heaven means basically filled with a lot of opulences, the better facilities. So that Divya Swarga, the main Swargaloka is best. Bhauma Swarga is the better. And not Bhauma Swarga, Bhuvarloka is better. And Bhauma Swarga is good. So like that we can say.
So depending on your piety, you go.
Yes.
Okay.
Those people who do very meager piety, they go to Bhauma Swarga. Matlab, on the Bhumandala, wherever this Bhauma Swarga is there other than Bharatavarsha. Those who do little bit more piety, they will go to Bhuvarloka. Those who do more lot of piety, they will go to Swargaloka.
Okay. Okay.
It's like.
And in Swargaloka, whoever goes, he gets a star, each person.
Ah, yes. Even in Bhuvarloka or Swargaloka, both the places, they will get a star.
Okay.
We can say Bhuvarloka, they may be getting small star. In Swargaloka, they may be getting big star.
Big star. Okay.
And lot longer time. Bigger place and longer time. That's how we can see their greatness.
Thank you.
Thank you. Other devotees? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I read in that one book of yours that once you finish, exhaust your piety in the Swargaloka, then whatever remaining is there, for that you come to Bhauma Swarga, no?
Here only, in this discussion only, we said that, Bhagavatam only says that, when a people perform lot of piety, they'll go to Swargaloka first. They spend 90% of their piety there. With the remaining 10% piety, they take birth in Bhauma Swarga. From the remaining 10%, they spend 9% of their time with piety there. And with the remaining 1%, they again take birth in Bharatavarsha, either in Brahmanas families or Kshatriya families or Vaishya families. So like that.
Okay. 10%, 9% you will exhaust in Bhauma Swarga.
Bhauma Swarga. No, this and 90%, 9% is my generally just to explain. I say I don't have any.
That status is not mentioned. Only it is written that this in one of your Prabhuji your book only. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, like those who perform sins, they come to the this hellish planetary system. But
yes.
those who commit aparadhas, they also go to the hellish planet.
No, see, aparadha is a bhakti concept. A sin is general universal concept. Sin is opposite to punya. Dharma and adharma, papa, punya, they are opposites. Those who do dharma or punya, they go to heaven. Those who do papa or adharma, they go to hell. Aparadha is within bhakti. Apara is only in relation to some devotees. Sin अपने आप के लिए कर सकते हैं हम, किसी का संबंध नहीं रहना चाहिए.
I didn't get what you said last.
See, aparadha is basically in terms of devotees. When we hurt some devotee, that is called aparadha.
Yeah.
So in the sin, even so, one may be hurting somebody else, that not being a devotee. Normally, any kind of going against Vedic principles and performing some activity which is forbidden, that is called sin. So in that case, it is sometimes we may do it with respect to people. Sometimes even without involvement of any people also we may do something. ourselves obnoxious, that is called a sin.
Because there is so many nam aparadas, dham aparadas, like that.
Yes, yes. See, aparada only in relation to bhakti. Sin is general.
Okay.
So in that way.
So aparadas will basically lead to decrease in the bhakti or sadhana for a while, but they will not lead one to go to a hellish planetary system. But sins are more grave and general, and generally those are performed without persons having without any bhakti. So they will be transformed to hellish planet if their sins are of that level.
Yeah, I would say one more thing. I mean, this is because since you asked that question, even devotees also can do sin. So devotees also can sometimes engage in sinful activities. See, for example, a devotee hurting another devotee, maybe verbally or physically, we may call it as a aparada. Maybe verbally is offending some devotee or physically hurting some devotee in relation to bhakti activities, in connection to bhakti activities.
Yeah.
That we should take it as aparada.
Yeah.
Okay. If somebody is, some devotee is, we want to be progressing nicely. We want to defame him. So we say we spread false rumors. And that devotee takes it so seriously and he comes and beats this devotee. So both of them are committing aparada to each other in relation to devotional activities only. But sometimes the same devotee also can commit sin also in relation to normal people outside or in relation to devotees also. Here, the sin is happening not in terms of bhakti activity. It happened because the spur of the moment, or it happened because that person he fall victim to the sinful intention. So like that. So I see the distinction like that. In terms of bhakti activities, if something happens badly, that is considered to be aparada. And in general, whether it's between devotees or between devotee and others or between other and other, any activity happened for one selfish motive, nothing to do with bhakti there. That is called sin.
Okay. So hellish planetary systems are related only to sin and not to aparada.
Not for aparada. So since aparada in relation to bhakti activities, so if you do aparada, our bhakti does not progress. It will halt.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Madhuj.
Prabhuji, when you had mentioned that after the people who are in Svargalok, they complete their tenure, they fall down like Kshine Punye Marte Lokam Mishanti, like they come down, they give birth in the last year of their life, they give birth to a child, and then they fall, and while falling, they are eaten by the bhutas and pishachas, and they take shelter of the clouds. So this happens from the Bhusvarga or from the Divya Mahasvarga, Divya Svarga. From where does this happen?
Yeah, good question. But as far as I remember, that we can consider from Bhaumasvarga and not Bhaumasvarga, Divyasvarga, Bhurloka or Svargaloka. Either they may be anywhere here in all these places. So when they are falling down, so because the Bhuta Preta Pishas are living here only, na? Somewhere here, 100 yojanas above from Bhumandala. So when they are falling down, their heavenly bodies are eaten up by the Bhuta Preta Pishashas or Yaksha Rakshasas. Then, so there are two possibilities. Some of them may take birth in Bhaumasvarga after giving up the previous bodies. But in any case, whoever, because in the heaven there is no mrityu, there is no death. Somebody leaving their dead bodies, that kind of concept is not there in the heaven. So somewhere that body of the heavenly body has to be dismantled. That dismantling is happening by these Bhuta Preta Pishashas. And then when they fall onto Bhumandala, they have two options. One option, either they can take birth in Bhaumasvarga or other option, they can directly take birth in Bharatavarsha. According to their level of piety, they take birth. So that's
Okay,
how.
and they and they take birth. They enter into the ground, and then through plants, they again. So
Yeah, that concept is for those who come to
birth.
Bharatavarsha, especially those people who supposed to take birth in Bharatavarsha. They go through this concept. They take shelter of the clouds, then they fall down to the ground, they enter into the plant. The man eats the seeds, then enters into the womb of the mother. So like that. That is for the Bharatavarsha people. How it happens in Bhaumasvarga, we don't know. Somehow it happens there.
You had even quoted a shlok, Prabhuji, which says that in 1 cubic millimeter or centimeter or something, there are millions and millions of jivas packed all around us.
Okay.
So this is all relating to the Bharatvarsha.
Yes. These descriptions, whatever we study in Upanishads and Puranas and all, especially they're talking about how things are happening in Bharatavarsha. Once in a while, they say how things are happening in heaven just to give us a comparison. But most of the discussion is all about Bharatavarsha.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Prabhuji, sorry, one last thing, Prabhuji, because this diagram is in front. Prabhuji, we had discussed some time back that this Loka mountain, that is a solidified Garbhodaka ocean, and within that, the other side of that Loka mountain is a deep ditch in which the very sinful souls are sent there. We had given some examples like Duryodhana and Narakasura, like that. So those who go to these hellish planets, or those who go to that ditch, which is worst out of this, or both are equally bad?
No. Those who perform medium sinful activity, they go here. Okay. Those who perform small sinful activity, they get punishment right away. Like when children are doing some mistake, the parents only punish. When somebody do some stealing here and there, the government will punish or the king will punish. And those who do much bigger than that, they'll go to hell. Those who do much bigger than that, even Yamaraj also difficult to punish them. Such kind of people are thrown in that Andatamas. Like that, Madhva scholars say.
Okay. So means that those who go to ditch, they are much more sinful than those who go to the hellish planets.
Obviously, that's what I'm saying, na? Minimum, medium, and maximum.
Okay.
The minimum are get punishment here only. The medium will go to hell. The maximum will be thrown into that ditch.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Correct. By the way, though we have discussed in that section that this Loka mountain is stemming from Garbhodaka ocean and all, that is as per Google Varnam. But all the pictures that are there in our Bhagavad Subodhini book and in our presentation, these pictures are made as per Bhagavatam. Because Bhagavatam does not talk about clearly whether the mountain is coming from Garbhodaka ocean and all. So when we made pictures, we made all the pictures as per Bhagavatam only. But in my presentations, I show both this picture also, that picture also. I say this is from Google. That contrast is always shown. So this picture, if you see, this is as per Bhagavatam description.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, any examples of people gone to Andhatamas?
That's what. If you read Madhva literatures, they tell all these examples. Even when Karna died, in Karna, there is one person called Sahasra Kavacha. That Sahasra Kavacha went to the Andhatamas, and the Surya's Amsha, which is there in Karna, went back to heaven. And Duryodhana also went to Andhatamas, like that the Madhvacharya says in his commentary to Mahabharata. And like that, Narakasura also went back to Andhatamas. Some demons, all the great demons who does not want to correct themselves, they have gone to this Andhatamas, like that, they say.
Thank you very much.
Yes, okay, thank you very much. It's very late. So before closing for today, 1 second, I just have quick one announcement to make. So what is that? So next 2 weeks, we'll be discussing from